Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Dungeons and Dragons, Season 3, Episode 6, Strange Tidings. We are going to turn it over for introductions at this time, starting with Taldarius.
Yes, hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be your storyteller for today. And just as a reminder, your screen right now, Zim, is still on stream, is starting soon.
No, it is not.
I'm seeing the regular stream.
Yep,
think you're lagged.
Just you.
Just me? Okay, well.
Yep.
Strange. All
Pause
right.
and then hit play again. It should update it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't just see a transition. All right,
Normal stream delays.
Gar.
I'm Gar, the Gnoll Barbarian, played by Toshime.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am the Fox Bard, playing Moriarty McCann, the Fox Bard. Bada bing. Rosalia.
Rosalia.
I'm Tanya Sapien, and I'm going to be playing Rosalia Natu Cygnus the Necromancer.
I
Is
love
that
how
you,
there's
Captain?
just a cough
No,
in
that
the
was Caddy.
background.
That was Caddy. That was Caddy with the perfectly timed cough.
I choose to believe I reject your reality and substitute it with my own.
I like
Alright.
how I just completely blindsided him with that. He's like, wait, what? What about a cough? What'd I do?
All right. Timber.
Hello,
You didn't
everyone.
do
I
anything
am
wrong.
Timbo. I'm playing Timbo Dor Jägermeister von Glorious Borkenborg Wolfenstein. I am captain of this crew, a Wolven Conquest Paladin.
I am Zim, or Raw Zim, and I am playing the Martin twins.
Oh,
They
no.
are a pair of noble martins, meaning sentient feral, and they are mystics. The version of basically the Unearthed Arcana version, except Reddit took it and fixed it. And now we'll turn it over to Timber, as usual, for the recap.
Alrighty. Previous episode, we were turns out, even though that the shaman guy was dead, there was still a storm. Well, this wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't suffering from 2 levels of exhaustion. So, we start trying to get the boat going, and it wasn't going good, but we made it. My little fluffy buddies came and assisted me at the wheel, and Cole would eventually find out that being the captain is very difficult. But with a little bit of motivational songs, they were able to not have us all die. So, good job, guys. I'm gonna walk on a badge for you for doing the good deed of boat sailing. Yeah. You be the Heimsman, or I don't know. I'm not used to giving out awards, but I'll make one for you. Anyways, we got into a cove, we dropped anchor, and then we all had a little slumber party in my room. We had a intervention for Moriarty, who's always drunk. I was eating a lot of food. I don't know why everyone's complaining. I mean, it's food. I totally carbo loaded so I had enough energy for tomorrow. And then we had the molten helmets to invade everybody else's mind and remember terrible things. And not so terrible things. And then terrible things. And apparently I can't see it because I can't see that color, but apparently my wound's worse than I thought it was. I'm apparently cursed. So I was right about that, even though I was joking. And then we took a nap, woke up the next day. We went looking on the island for Cole's family, and we were going around. Oh, and they made the most significant sandcastle that the little paws could make, and they were so proud of it, and that's all that matters. If anyone says that it wasn't a good sandcastle, I'm going to shoot them with a cannon. Anyways,
$10. Marshal those men.
And then we went through the woods in the jungle, and I was chopping and hacking and slashing and stabbing stuff and having a good time. And then we found this big stone thingy, and well, I pushed it over because obviously it was heresy. Then we found this invincible stone. Apparently it was part of one of the towers beforehand. So, I did what any good conquest paladin would do. I grabbed it and I took it. I'm sure the Empress could use something like this. So, we went back to the boat. Rosalia told me the story about this guy who always likes to keep his promises and stuff, so apparently the AKO is afraid of him, so I think we're going to do something with that. And then we started sailing again to the new island.
Well, you haven't lifted anchor yet. You were going to.
Okay, fine. We're going to lift the anchor, and then we're going to go to the island.
Neo, thank you so much for that donation and supporting the channel. The first tier of the donation goal has been completed.
Huzzah. Marshal the men.
So,
It's not the
Summon
reference,
the
but now it's stuck in my
Electrocounts.
head. It's not the reference, but now it's stuck in my head. You've done
Summon
this
the
to me.
Electrocounts!
What's that?
So he's referencing Carl Franz from Warhammer Fantasy,
Oh.
where one of his lines is "Summon the Elector Counts."
What's an electro count?
Warhammer Fantasy, like basically just think, Holy Roman Empire, and then the different nations inside of the empire each have a leader that is basically autonomous.
Oh, okay.
They all have to listen to the emperor, but they also kind of don't.
Summon the Electrocounts!
Democracy, whatever that is. Anyways, speaking of democracy, hey, kobolds, lift the ankle!
You're just gonna hear like a trio of chatters as they go and run over to the capstan and start to lift up the capstan. You can literally hear them like the chunks as they finally get it to move, and the chain rubs against the little doorway you have for it, the little window that you're able to pull the anchor up through.
Oh,
This is
okay,
all-
fine. Temple's gonna go over and help them.
this is all feats of strength and athletics. Rose is no good at, so she's going to be dealing with those poultices.
The first thing, like, they're visibly straining as they're pushing it, and like the inventor just gets off heavier than normal. as they get another chunk through.
All right, I'll go help them.
All right, go ahead and roll me an athletics check, and you'll get advantage on it.
All right.
You want to share the map?
Yeah, sure.
Of course, he got the bloody dice.
Yeah, he got the bloody guy.
It's a lusty steel, but yeah,
It looks bloody.
It looks bloody to me too.
exactly. I love it.
Duke.
DC ship. Oh wait, I'll remember to scroll in this time and zoom it in and shrink it. Guys, I remembered this time. What a miracle. All right. But yeah, you can definitely tell that it is a lot heavier than normal as a result of having an entire slab of stone attached to it. But through a lot of effort, you are actually managed to get it moving easily.
Alrighty, let's.
Zim is in
will-
a sassy mood, apparently.
Temple will just keep pushing till that godstone's uphill.
Yep. No, you do get it up. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, it took a lot of effort to actually get it to move consistently.
Alright. Temple's gonna start unraveling it.
Yeah, all the
the
chains that you
chains,
had
yeah.
wrapped around it. Yeah. You can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to require any sort of check, considering you basically just like brute force latched it onto it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the ship is currently leaning very heavily to the left.
Not very heavily. Like as it goes up, it does list a bit, but it would right itself after a little bit. It's not. The stone is not heavier than the combined weight of like all of the shit you have on your ships. On your ship. Sorry, I didn't mean to say plural.
Yeah. I guess Temple will just drag it to his room and like lift his mattress and like stuff it under it.
You could
There we
absolutely do that. It's just a really good thing that that you don't really care about, like, you know, the deck's looking nice, considering you have to drag it over the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gonna buff out.
Temple's so used to steel ships.
Yeah. So you could absolutely get it through. It's just, you know, now there's going to be the little stone trail getting to your room.
Yeah.
We'll just tell the people that those are claw marks from his last victim.
Yeah. You do that.
Yeah, that's what.
But don't
all
you
that's
guys
left of
got
the last guy
mending?
was. Oh yeah,
They
we
can
do,
they
but
can use mending on the ship if they want.
yeah, screw it. I'll be going behind him and mending the trench carved into the boards.
You just hear like this horrific like squeaking sound as like, you know, the wood is literally being shorn.
One of these days, I will be the captain of an actual ship. Temple like he's like dusting his paws together as he exits the captain's quarters or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
The annoying part of it is that you can go and like, okay, so technically speaking this shouldn't work properly, considering like it's a trail, so it's longer than a foot, but you can go foot by foot, taking a minute at each foot in order to close it.
I guess Tibble will go to the grate over here and just yell down at everybody down there. Everyone good to go?
Hi.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Alrighty. Let's see. Rose, when you're done with fixing the ship, you think you can take a look at the Wolven or something?
I was already planning on that.
Alright. Tibble starts wiggling and waggling the steering wheel.
All right. As they kind of feel like, you know, the ship list, they know that you've just raised up the anchor. The kobolds are gonna get like onto the top deck and actually start helping you out with the rigging a bit.
Alrighty.
Moriarty, you know how to cook, right? Specifically meat.
I believe we had just established that 2 minutes ago, yes?
It's only been a couple minutes.
I didn't know if that counted as like out of character or anything.
It did
was-
because it was before the stream recording actually started.
Yeah, but you did also leave off last session talking about it, so it has been 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
That
That
enough.
was what I was referring to
Right.
more, yeah.
I've got to deal with these poultices. Could you prepare 6 portions of that venison?
6 portions for who?
Well, technically 3 portions then, if you're bothering to ask who.
I mean, a portion size is relative to who's eating it. If I'm making 6 for the Martin twins, it's going to be little cups. If I'm making 6 for Timber, it's going to be our entire meat supply.
1 per person for the Wolven down below,
Gotcha.
as well as the hardtack. I was just going to steam the hardtack, but if you're already at the stove and you don't mind.
I mean, hardtack's just flour and water, ain't it?
Yeah, it's also basically a fossil until you try to soften it somehow. And just because they're used to kibble doesn't mean that they need to be eating just, rocks.
I'm sure they don't
She's-
mind it.
She's saying this while sat down at the table and assembling the poultices from the herbs that she collected.
Moriarty begins to carve the meat as necessary.
All right, and how many were you going to prepare right now?
Like 3 little, slabs of meat as requested.
That was more aimed towards Rose. Asking
I'm
how many
preparing all
poultices.
5 that I had I'm preparing all 5 that I had the ingredients for.
All right, that's just what I wanted to ask, because I didn't know if you wanted to just make a couple at a time, or if you wanted to make all of it.
Welcome to the hamlet.
I
Museum,
do
you wanna
like ham.
Do your stream? All right, I guess Zim's not here. I'll do it. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I don't usually thank for follows on voice during tabletop games.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
Chia, but
I was about to do it for you. Yeah.
We try to keep the like I'll thank for subscriptions sometimes, but follows generally not, and donation.
resplendent offering.
Speaking
Prepare
of,
to put $90.
Toshime, thank you so much for that donation. The donation goal has been completed. So for this game, because
Lovely.
we actually use maps and stuff, we're going to move on to our NPC token goal. Because we at least have a few characters that we could get a token for.
Yes, there are multiple options.
But thank you so very much for that donation, Toshime. The donation goal has been fully completed.
All right. And Rose, I will accept either medicine or survival for preparing these poultices?
Oh, let's see what I have the better bonus to. Oh, it's the same for both of them. All right, well, I'm gonna go with medicine then. Hmm.
Now,
I don't.
due
I don't.
to, and do you want to keep that roll first of all?
I don't want to burn a lucky on this. I just. I don't know if this is so bad that I end up screwing it up.
Why are you rolling medicine?
They're preparing the poultices.
You know what?
From the
Given what
herbs.
this is for, I'm going to burn a point of luck on this.
Okay.
You know that Curl is proficient. And Rosalia would know that. That Curl actually has training in medicine.
Who is?
But this is. I mean,
It's
yeah,
up to you.
after
Your
the.
choice. But, you know.
But where is
Friendly
he
reminder.
anyways?
Right now, Curl is in the bottom checking on the bandages and stuff for the Wolven. I was going to get to that, but, you know, letting others kind of do their stuff.
So we're basically kind of doing the same thing. You know what? Yeah, screw it. I'm just going to burn the point of luck and do this. Because she's trying to
Alright.
give this the personal touch because she has her own reasons right now.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, I saw that, yeah.
I
Now-
was holding my breath.
I have a question for you. Due to a previous ethereal influence from Woe, I believe it was Woe's. You can either choose to give that roll a minor boost to the entire quality of all of the various poultices you're making, or you can allow one of the poultices to come out at maximum quality.
Given what it's for, I'm going to have to go with the minor to all of them.
Minor to all of them. All right.
It's a decently high roll already.
So I am going to go ahead and send you what they do.
And where am I looking for this note?
I'm just going to be PMing it to you real quick, or I can put it in the Fantasy Grounds chat. Which other one you would prefer?
DM. Okay, there we go.
There you go. That's what they do.
Alrighty.
Just so you know, you can't stack them all onto a single target. That's why it has the timer on it.
Yeah.
I did just want to make that clear for you, though.
Yet you can't do like you do in certain video games where you just
Yeah, where
eat
you
a
just
fistful
eat-
of bandages.
Yeah, you just eat like an entire cornucopia of food, and it all just takes effect. No, it doesn't work like that.
Just a quick reference to Unturned, where bandages are very easy to make from fabric, which you can get from tearing down clothing. So literally, if you're dying from dehydration, the optimal strat is to eat your clothing.
That's pretty funny. But getting back to it, that's what your poultices do. So let's go ahead and move on to what Curl is doing.
I exist.
Are you
Yes,
sure
you
about
do.
that?
I can change that.
Load shotgun with malicious intent.
That can be arranged.
I-
But yes, what is
I
Curl
May
doing?
he who
welcome-
waits forgive you, because I won't.
Welcome the sweet embrace of death.
Oh.
Even better, I just take a double barrel shotgun and load one of each of the Martins into it.
Okay, guys, seriously, come on. What is
Let's
Curl
go.
doing?
Curl is tending to the wounds of the Wolven.
All right. So, how are you going to tend to their wounds? Are you doing it entirely mundane? Are you going to try and utilize any sort of magical healing? What are you looking to do?
He'll do a simple. He's changing out bandages. He's doing both mundane and a single mend wounds on each.
All right. So,
And those were
those
terrible rolls.
Oof.
Wow.
You know, when I basically described how like stubborn those wounds were, like I didn't expect the dice to agree with me this much.
That's ridiculous.
Well, Dungeon Master, they're woven, so even their wounds are stubborn.
That is fair.
Oh, damn.
No,
All right,
I
I
am
will-
wounded.
Also,
And just go ahead and make a single medicine check.
there has also been a weather warning.
15.
We just got through a storm.
Yeah, they
But
just
wait,
got through a
there's
storm and you're
more.
already subjecting them again.
Yes, but what about second storm?
You've had first storm, yes, but what about second storm?
This was just the eye of the
Yeah,
storm. It's all the
so-
same storm.
So saith the cards.
Oh,
But yes, how does this entirely work? Is there just a storm now? Does it have... Do you roll for the degree?
This is up to you as the storyteller to decide what kind of storm, how bad it is. It is a fully blank slate. So if there
Alright,
is a
well,
second card played, then it would get worse.
All right. In that case, I'll describe that in a second. After I'm done with this tiny, tiny bit of bookkeeping. Because I'm just noting down all the effects that this has had on them so far. And, Moriarty, would you also like to roll for cooking, or do you just want to abstract this and say you cook it?
I'll just abstract it.
All right.
I assume I'm still working off that 20 I rolled last time.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Technically, that was for, you know, like
This.
the dressing and, you know, all that stuff, but we'll just abstract it. There's no real reason to roll for this. This isn't anything too important.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go to someone who hasn't done anything yet. Gar, what are you doing in your room there?
Wow, called out.
Yeah. Hey, look, while I'm doing bookkeeping, everyone gets their chance to talk. That's how it works.
And besides, we'd rather not have wallflowers.
Yes, no wallflowers are allowed. I will ask.
Organizing my stuff, making sure my ancestral greatsword is put away in my room.
Okay. And since Curl is busy tending to the wolven, what is Carl doing?
Carl is up
I do
on
see him over there
top.
by the rigging.
Yes, he is helping out with the rigging as well as observing everyone doing what they're doing. Again, still trying to learn from them.
All right. And bookkeeping is over. So, what would Tanya? You have all of your various poultices. What does Rose want to do with those?
Right, first off, what's the current state of her arm?
The current state of her arm is still just like, if I don't think about it, it won't hurt as much.
Okay, so setting aside one poultice, but not updating bandages on the arm quite yet. She's going to go and get a tray and wait for Moriarty to be done preparing the food.
Soon that comes along.
And, we can just say that doesn't take too long because you're not exactly preparing a masterpiece here. You're basically just searing slabs of meat into an edible form.
Searing some meat and then using the oil to soften up the hardtack a little.
You got Moriarty doing the sprinkling pinch meme.
Oh, the Salt Bay bullshit.
Yeah.
Damn bards, you even have to make cooking look sexy. All right. But yeah, this honestly wouldn't take too long, both due to the fact that you're not doing any sort of seasoning preparation. And you're also cooking this for Wolven, who really don't particularly. They aren't picky.
Yep.
So if you're just trying to get it into a decent workable state, then that could be done pretty fast.
So coming over here, down into the cargo hold.
Is the meat brown? Yep, okay.
Pretty much.
You guys awake down here?
I like how you timed that.
Well, she played it, so...
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, I like how she specifically had that ready to go. For that.
I do that. That's my thing. It's what I do.
All right. Well, as you do go down, you could see Curl just finishing up tending to each of the various Wolven.
Alright, just gonna come over here. Going to set the tray down there on those crates next to her. Okay, so few things. One, you've decided that you don't like me. I've decided that I don't care. Because whether you like it or not, your Jägermeister is also my captain, which makes us part of the same crew, which makes us part of the same operational unit, which means we're going to behave like the same operational unit. I cover you, you cover me, and we leave any of our personal bullcrap at the door. Now, that being said, which one of you has the most medical training?
Curl raises a
You
paw.
could.
I'm asking them, Curl, not you.
You could see them confer with each other a bit.
Oh no, I'm spotted.
Until eventually, you just get a response by the one closest to you, which is the one on the right, that they all just have standard infantryman training for field medicine.
Well, congratulations, you're willing to talk. You showed initiative. I'm going to cast, where is it? Cure Wounds at level 4.
All right. That is 23, and you said you casted this on the one on the right, correct?
The one that actually spoke up.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, yeah. So that is enough to fully heal that one Wolven.
take all of the poultices, barring the one that I left up back up on the other deck, and I just shove them into his arms. Taking
You're
care of the
shoving,
other
like-
two is now your responsibility. Report for duty once you're done with that.
Go ahead and real quick. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Oh, crap, gotta take advantage first. Give me a moment. There we go. Persuasion. Why does my charisma have to suck?
Well, you got advantage, so 13.
I almost got better than 13.
You almost got better than 13, but you got 13. So you can see, like, because you're handing over the poultices to this wolven, which it actually looks a little bit comical considering like the size difference. But
Yoink.
they do take the poultices, and you could see you wouldn't call it respect, but you would definitely say that you notice that like it's a little bit less of a harsh gaze now.
I'm trying to embrace their culture right now. I'm doing my best to speak Wolven.
Yes. But I am just noting that it's not respect, but it is like at
It's
least
not
something of their
hatred.
opinion has changed.
All right. I'll make sure to let the captain know that you're able. Yeah, I'll make sure to let the captain know that you're available for duty.
As you just like barely get past the pillar, you're gonna hear the wolven cough a bit, and then just say, "Name's Brutus."
Rosalia. And going to head up here, and then casually go over here and have a minor panic attack.
The librarian does like come and check on you, even though you can't understand a single thing they're saying.
Last time I had to stare down something that big and angry, it tried to eat me.
But so that's about all the librarian hears. It's just that, like the librarian is just going to like kind of stay tangentially near you.
Gonna have to like figure out some charades or something with this guy. I know that the Martins are actively learning in Draconic, but in the meantime, if you just had the Martins like, actively learning languages, could we just eventually use them like Babelfish?
Probably.
Yeah.
And that's also the question is, do you trust what the Martins are telling you?
Ooh, that's Pandora's box.
But yes, so now that one wolven has been healed, and Rose is currently curling in the corner, trying not to have like an actual heart attack. Do you guys just want to go through part of the rest of your journey?
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I'm ready.
Martins.
Yes. They're ready. But when there is a calm moment and we're just sailing along, the Martins would want to gather everybody together.
All right. So, right now, you guys are going to be able to very easily go out of your cove and continue along the way. The one interesting thing that you notice is that as you're sailing away, along, the side of the island that you went up to. You can still see the previous, as you're, how to explain this? The moment you pull away from the island, there is a moment in which the islands swap back.
Like instantly?
Yes. It is as if the moment that you left the cove entirely and, got just back out into sea, the island swapped again.
I just imagine, Temple's like standing at the helm going do 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 do, and the Molten turns around and just sees the whole island just poof.
Well, it
Temple's
didn't.
totally oblivious.
There's no audible noise to this, and there's no shift in the air. There's nothing.
Oh yeah.
The islands are just swapped again. And now you are by an island that you did not pull out of, and there is no more cove behind you.
That is so strange.
Yes, and to make matters worse, you can definitely tell that even though it was nice not but a minute ago, the skies are beginning to darken again.
Oh, what I do for a canonist right now? Are we gonna drive? Are we gonna float through it, or?
You're the captain.
Yeah, I meant the direction we're supposed to go.
Oh yes,
it,
it's still going to. Yes,
Alright.
it's on the horizon right now.
How much time we got till it hits, and how much time will the journey take?
Well, you reckon you've still got about a 2 to 3 day journey left, depending on how fast you leg it and how easy of a time you have it. And the storm, you got an hour or two before your pass will intersect.
How bad's it looking?
Right now it's hard to tell because it is just on the horizon, but you can see the clouds towering.
Well, Cole, I think our best bet's to just go through it. This place seems to have unstable weather. We're just gonna keep getting bombarded.
I think you might be right.
Wow, I just cannot heal.
And Rose, how long are you going to be having your little moment for? Okay, moving on then. I guess we can just go ahead and continue on. So, you guys have already experienced at least one storm in this area. And I can definitely say that this storm is looking like it's not quite as bad as the previous one. It isn't looking quite as rough, but it still looks like you're going to need to be pumping at least some of the water back out. It doesn't look like it's just going to be very tiny, you get bombarded with winds and then a little bit of rain and then it's over. It's looking like you are going to have to at least suffer through a moderate storm.
Hey guys, what's going on? That is a fascinating wall of death. I'm going back inside.
Tim
All
was
right.
just chuckles.
I
No
can't
rest
move.
for the wicked.
By the way, Timber, I do just
know-
want to point out that you have yet to have that message delivered.
I can't move Moriarty.
Yeah, but
So that
I
is,
also,
that is just a little reminder. Oh, you can't move your token?
And
I can't.
Moriarty Part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
There you go. I put another
Well,
Moriarty down.
you can't move the token because you forgot to switch back to being immortal again for this reality.
Oh
I
god.
dare. I can't move part 2.
What?
I can move
Let
you.
me try to reset my. I'm just gonna close and reopen Fantasy Grounds.
That may be the move. Okay, that's strange. Anyways.
Well, Moriarty was gonna go over to Tanya and be like, "Hey, what's going on upstairs?"
All right, I'll move your token over. Continue on.
Oh, there's a massive storm on the horizon.
Another one?
Yes, another one.
Nothing. Are we headed to that island with all the people who are going to want to kill us?
I don't know where we're headed at the moment. My mind was a little bit elsewhere.
I mean, we just got that stone and everything. We were just all getting gung ho about taking down the monarchy or
I
whatever
wasn't
the
gung
fuck.
ho, but I wasn't gung ho about anything. I'm just duty bound.
Right, and the rest of us are gung ho. What does gung ho mean?
I don't know.
You weren't sure, but you're definitely sure you heard it in a bar somewhere at some point.
Just move. Gonna have to go and help him. Gonna be soaking wet again. Gonna have gangrene before the end of the week.
What do you mean gangrene? You get that from cuts and gashes, not from being wet.
You do when you have a fresh burn all down one of your arms.
Yeah,
Just
that's right,
shouting
you
that
do.
down the grate.
Can you share the map again? I'm sorry.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
I think Temple was citing the litany of sailing to his little Molten buddy.
All right.
You know,
map
just
has
so he can.
And it didn't crash.
Bit of,
Moriarty just requested that I reset it. Yes, number.
He can do a little bit of loaning of. Well, at least Temple knows about ship sailing.
Carl will be very happy to learn everything Timber tells him. At least about sailing.
You gotta specify. He will waste hours talking about the Empress.
Yeah. The litany of ship sailing. False conscript. What you need to do is obtain a ship. Step 1. It's a whole bunch of flowery language. There's wisdom in there. It's just a whole lot of propaganda too.
At times, it's
Carl?
definitely more propaganda than it is specifically about sailing ships.
Carl will sort through it all. But he is riding on the helm, you know, running along it as Timber turns it.
Actually, if we still got an hour before the storm hits, then Rose is going to apply that poultice to her arm beforehand. Keep it bandaged. At least it'll protect her in the case of rope burns.
All right.
Cole's getting his steps in.
I'm definitely going to say that you still have to roll a medicinal check in order to apply it.
Yeah. All right. It's just it's how well you can apply it.
Yeah.
Better than 0.
That is acceptable. So you can go ahead and get the standard effects related to the poultice.
Curl is going to have hopped up on Rosalia's shoulders and be directing her on how to properly do it, granting advantage.
Does that give me advantage?
Help
Sure, go
action.
ahead.
Oh.
Was worth a shot.
Just, oh.
Yep. So you just get the standard effects that are listed.
And unlike previous times, she's actually listening to the advice this time. I mean, the last time she listened, it actually helped. The whole embracing the woven culture thing.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that there's at least a little bit of camaraderie now.
Yeah, well, the Vulcan mind meld thing.
Yep. And as for the twins, with the storm on the horizon, if you do want to get everyone together, you think it would be best to do so before the storm hits. Because at that point, then it would be all hands on deck.
All right. They are calling everybody down mentally down to this room.
Moriarty,
bottom.
who's starting to go upstairs, stops and is like, go
Yeet,
start
thump.
back down.
Well, somebody has to watch the wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can always lock the wheel if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Timbo's
I'm
gonna.
never quite so comfortable as when I'm at least 6 feet under.
Zoroark
Timbo's
720 has purchased 1 tabletop cards packs.
Thank you for
Yay.
that purchase, Zoro.
Yeah, I guess Timbo will align the wheel in the direction he wants the boat to go, and then reach down to the level and lock it into place.
Yep. I mean, there's not really any... There's not really anything that you need to avoid, and you're not in open water, so, like, gradually losing course isn't exactly a problem.
Alrighty, Timbo will start making his clunky ass way.
On the plus side, the
Down
only thing that you really have to
everything.
squeeze to fit through is the hatches.
Yeah. Ugh.
The kobolds are gonna climb up onto the crates. They want to see.
What's going on?
Dragon is too.
The twins are distributing a little paper covered, rather flimsy little package to each person,
What is this?
including the kobolds and timber and
well. Haywasteen_oil, you have been given a tabletop cards pack through Stream Loots by Zoroark 720. Good luck.
All right, I'll get that sent. But basically, they are distributing these packages to each person. It's just basic paper, not, anything fancy, but Hellhound Friend, the Librarian, and the Dragon too, and of course, all of the Woven. Well, we thought we needed a unifying symbol for all of us. And inside the little bundles are very, very finely made cloaks. And on the backs of all of them are they are in the individual colors for each person, but on the back is emblazoned in silver thread the same symbol that is on Timber's forehead.
Isn't the symbol on his forehead the 4 failures?
It's literally the mark of shame.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yes. Well, we know it's a mark of shame. I think we can use it as a symbol to do better. And turn it into a mark of honor.
I'm so proud of the Martins wanted us to be in uniform. They grow up so fast.
And there is one for everybody, and the twins also got extras for any additional crew members that we pick up.
Yeah, she is actually going to swap her cloak over.
And it is, like I said, very finely made, a silken cloak. It's got a nice deep hood if you need it. They
Carl.
made sure to get it weather resistant. So
How does
Carl,
it fit around the
And
wings?
Well, I mean, it really wouldn't, but you could still try and find a way to wear it.
Carl, these are my exact measurements. When did you have time to take my... You know what? I know exactly when you would have had time for that.
By the way, as these are all personalized, you can choose. The important part is the silver icon on the back. These are all custom made colors for everyone, right?
yes.
Mhm.
So you all get to choose what color your cloaks are. Isn't that fun?
Well, Rose's is self-evident.
Olive green.
It would have
No.
basically been. They would have
Olive
gone in
black.
it to match the outfits and the colors of your outfits and stuff.
Yeah. But you do get to choose.
It's great. I love it. It's really black and red.
To be fair, you can't, even if you can't see the actual color itself, you can still distinguish the shade of gray.
I'm sorry, but in my head, all that I can think of is that everybody putting them on, they're full-on cloaks, but for Timber, it's a half cape.
No, they're size, they are
I
size
know.
adjusted.
But I'm just saying.
Like they
Well-
went out of their way to purchase cloaks of small, medium, and large size in bulk.
Well, Carl, I really appreciate this. This will make my armor rust a lot less.
And we all match with that. We also
Now,
got a
if it's
flag to
too-
go for the ship too.
Are we like a cult now, or
Well, Timber was
no,
also
but-
part of a cult.
No, no. See, we're gonna be flying the symbol of the rejects. We're the silver flag rejects. It's got a nice ring to it. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
is that what we're calling ourselves?
So long as it's under the Imperial banner. If we put it higher, that's disrespectful.
Nobody got my reference.
The
I
Silver Flag
did.
Imperial rejects.
I refuse to acknowledge other existences, Rosilia. I know I was told to keep an eye on you. This is bad. Timber marches upstairs.
Wait, who
Yeah.
told you to keep an eye on me?
Stop dead naming the campaign.
Stop dead.
This reference does not exist in my reality.
Oh, I'm gonna be right back. I need to take a lap.
Take
Yeah,
a
you
lap.
do.
All
Keep
right, but
taking
yes,
laps.
everyone, you do have your fine silken cloaks now, all with a unified image on the back.
Team name.
So just as a descriptor for what the various what the various NPCs
Anya left.
are doing.
Boys. Oh, there we go.
Then you need to take a
Dead
lap.
naming the campaign. Oh my fucking god.
All right. But okay, here's what the various NPCs that have been given your gift are going to do with them. The kobolds have slung them on with no issue and are effectively already using it to try and figure out how to hide various implements like daggers, coins, a potion or two
Oh, yeah.
inside of their cloak.
Yeah, they got pockets on the insides and stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know they're basically like already stashing stuff away.
Yeah, this is Christmas for them.
Yeah. The Wolven, the infantry men don't look entirely pleased considering the symbol that's on it, but given that their new captain has basically accepted it as the symbol, then they'll go ahead and take it and they'll put it on.
Good
The
Wolven
dragon
follow
and your
orders.
yeah, look, don't fucking reference that. The gold dragon and the heck puppy kind of don't know what they're going to do with a cape, but they'll try their best.
What about the
I foresee it being
librarian?
used as a bed.
I was
I mean,
getting
they
to the librarian next. The librarian obviously didn't really entirely understand the whole thing,
But now he has a cloak.
but
Um,
seeing everyone else putting on the cloaks.
For the record, the twins do have the ability to convey what they're meaning through one of their cantrip abilities. So they would use that to convey what they mean to the librarian.
Yeah, I did remember that. It's just you didn't mention using it, so.
Fair
Just
point.
to be-
I kind of forgot that he doesn't. That that's the case, a thing.
Yeah. So, once you do that, then the librarian understands and thanks you. And it's a bit awkward trying to wear a cloak, but they're going to try their best.
The twins, for the record, are in the same color as Timbers, the black and red.
I won't have
Okay.
the energy for it, and it goes into my hand. I might have the energy for bulk.
They got their own little mini ones.
And it's
Alright.
set up in a it's set up in a way that it matches the spot they were at on Timbal usually.
Only one comes.
And everyone is going to slowly trickle back to their posts.
That's why I've revealed
Yeah,
myself.
that was all. Sorry to bother.
That was
Well,
that was
It's
awfully
not a bother, actually.
awfully what's that word?
Thank you.
Yeah, awfully thank you.
Moriarty,
Alright.
what does it feel like when you have people that actually care about you? That you actually care about in return?
We call that love.
I hate that word.
Don't you love your father?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. No, I was just, You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get to my post.
Alrighty. Heads up.
All right. And now that the
Oh, already got somebody
now
at
that
post.
the touching moment is mostly finished, let's go
Just-
ahead and deal with the storm. Moriarty, if you're looking for a spot on the stern castle, there's still an available rigging spot. There you go. So, the storm doesn't look like it's gotten many or much worse at all from before, but it is about to hit you now. You can literally see the rain hitting the water already as you're approaching it.
If you guys have
So-
never seen that before, it is a really cool effect.
I might find.
Yes, it
I
is.
grew up in Michigan. I've seen storms rolling on the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Ah, the Great Lakes. I live by one.
I'm currently
Uh-oh.
attempting to get over my animosity on instinct. I am sorry.
Oh no.
Animosity for what?
You said the word Michigan, and I'm from Ohio. What do you expect?
Ew.
I'm getting over it.
Luckily,
I'm
I'm
Wait,
getting
wait,
over
wait.
it.
Hold on. You escaped Ohio?
No.
Oh. Okay.
I was
Look,
born in Ohio.
I am telling you, I am conveying with you from the lands betwixt.
One of the nice things about living in
no,
Ohio is that
no.
you can never leave
Ohio
Ohio.
Ohio isn't betwixt anything.
Hey,
I'm
I left
stealing
Ohio.
the boat. I'm stealing the boat.
Yep. So, but yes, you are
Argument,
going
I'm steering the
through.
boat.
You are going through the water. Would you like to prepare your ship for tacking?
Would we need to?
You aren't sure about the winds yet. It's just,
Yeah, not
you know,
sure.
what do you want to prepare for when the storm hits?
Yeah, tacking.
All right. In that case, your square sails will be closed, and your
I
lateen
will
sails
actually
will be
subsidy.
open.
Yeah, because that way, if we do need to tack, we can tack. If not, well, we can still go.
Zoroark has deemed timber worthy of a natural 20.
All right. And that is just in time for me to, you know, ask him for his sailing check. And that is wisdom with proficiency.
Let's see.
Well, you don't need to roll because you
Yeah.
do have a nat
Yeah.
20.
I'm thinking about saving that just in case. Because this is just the beginning of the storm. It could get worse.
And we're sailing right into it.
Let's see,
Oh, what's your
modifier
decision?
+3. I'm gonna roll, just
All right.
straight up. Go wisdom.
Nice. You have made the correct decision, it seems. Now, once you hit the storm, and, you know, it starts just with a few scattered raindrops hitting your deck, and then quickly turns into a deluge. The good part is that with the way that the winds are whipping, it's actually just hitting the back of your sails right now. Even if it is favoring going to the left a bit, it is you actually do have the wind at your sails now, just with how the wind is working with this storm. So you face no troubles even as the waves start to become choppy, just because of, like, you know, how good you're maneuvering right now. You've basically caught a seam.
Who would have thought? Corbo loading and drinking booze and getting a good night's sleep? Willie does a good on the mind.
So you do have the wind at your back,
Okay.
just as a reminder.
Okay. Well, let's take advantage of this. Drop the middle sail. Raise the middle sail.
Just say open or close.
Yeah. Open middle sails.
All right, and the kobolds are going to get to work. And there's no real need to roll for this because it's not that bad. So the kobolds
Moriarty
are
is
just
bump-
over time going to be able to open up the middle sails, and your speed has increased dramatically.
Moriarty is bombarding me with Ohio propaganda.
Good. Thank you, Moriarty.
One of the nice things about living in Ohio is
No, this
You're
is
not
all
immune to
propaganda.
You are not immune to propaganda.
If I don't click play on it, I watched the first one and that was enough. The rest are just pictures now.
Listen,
All
Mayor
right.
Lovecraft has some great content, okay?
It's all propaganda. I will not
Hey.
be brainwashed.
Hartville Kitchens is fantastic.
I said I will not be brainwashed.
I'm already that.
Zorro giveth and Zorro taketh.
Trust me, it's not brainwashing. It's not propaganda. It's just telling it
So
like it is.
they took the nat 20.
No, they just played like a thunder sound.
Oh,
Big
I was
boom.
like, well, you said that. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't need it.
So for the record, Carl is specifically studying how things are going, what Timber's calling out to everybody and such. Meanwhile, Curl is up on the front mast, keeping an eye out for, he's playing lookout, basically. And feeding
All right.
what he sees to Carl, who then relays it to Timber.
All right.
And I think with a wall that good, he could probably blown a good chunk of stuff.
Oh yeah. One thing that you are noticing is the amount of micro adjustments that Timber is doing right now to remain dead on course. It feels like he's adjusting the minutia of the course just based on how the waves are actually hitting and affecting the ship.
You really got to keep your center of gravity low and let your gut do the talking. It knows what to do.
All right. So you guys are quickly and easily heading through the rest of the storm for now. The storm is going to pick up a bit with the wind, but let me go ahead and check this. All right. The wind actually stays at your back. So with the wind whipping and picking up more and more, it's actually just helping you go faster and faster. It seems like you've gotten very favorable winds.
Despite the storm.
Despite the storm, yes. Now, the storm is posing some challenges, especially relating to keeping your bearing. The storm right now is not threatening to capsize your ship or to, like, wash you off of deck. It's just mostly, it's very dark now all of a sudden. There's rain in your eyes, and it's very hard to tell exactly where you're going. So I'd like... Yep.
Oh,
I'd like for Timber to make me another check.
Another check? All right.
And then you can say whatever you're saying while you're making that.
Okay. Let's see. I was just imagining Call at the front, just kind of got his, like a dog sticking his head out the window, just all happy. Try that.
All right. Yeah, you can definitely keep your seam. You think with this, you could actually make it to your destination if this keeps up for like another couple of hours. Then you could very easily make it to the island in 2 days.
Favorable winds. We might make it there in 2 days if this keeps up.
I just like to imagine Tanya hearing that being yelled out by Timber as the wind is literally like whipping through her
Threatening to
fur
pick
and
her
like
up and
stinging
throw her.
rain.
Yeah, threatening to pick her up, and he's like, "Yeah, just 2 more days."
The description of this is good. This is favorable winds.
This is fine.
All right.
At least everybody has dice worm cloaks now.
Yeah, everyone does. Which are fluttering in the wind, but
But it's better than
They
what
can
she
be
had
tied
before. It wasn't
closed.
waterproof.
Yeah, but that's if you actually tie it closed.
Yeah, what she had before was just a regular fabric cloak. So this being waterproof is actually an upgrade.
Yeah, it works.
All right. So I don't see any more need for, after those 2 rolls, for basically finding the seam and keeping the seam, keeping your bearings. I don't actually see any more need to roll checks for the rest of the storm. And it will be only 2 days until you reach your destination. Do you want to do any roleplay over those 2 days, or do you want to get to where you're going?
Don't really have anything on my to-do list other than Oh, wait a minute. I was able to bring back a Billy and McRib, wasn't I?
Yes.
Okay, then they would have been assisting, probably like manning the bilge pump.
All right.
And so yeah, I'd be actively maintaining them. So that would be my third slot spent coming into the
All right.
next day, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
That checks out to my mental math. I haven't been keeping entire track of it.
Well, it's that I need to reassert control over them once every 24 hours.
Yes.
And that burns a level 3 spell slot.
For here, it's because it's been a hot minute, so I'm just trying to remember. Is it exclamation part or slash
For what?
for
For what?
rolling?
Slash.
Rolling easily. Slash. Okay.
I could have ironed and oh no, I couldn't have this.
I'm only doing a very minuscule amount of bookkeeping here because I'm checking to see over these 2 days how those poultices are going to affect the woven infantrymen.
Hey, McRib, you're looking good. All undead again. Keep up the good work.
All right, so I just want to point this out really quick, Rose. Those poultices you made just rolled like hot shit. Like the good kind.
Oh, okay, that kind.
The good kind.
You're using vague phrasing.
Yes, on purpose. I do that habitually. So obviously it was rolling 2d8 to heal. There were 3 rolls over 10.
Good lord.
So this means that those poultices that you made have fully healed all 3 of your woven infantrymen just as you're arriving at your destination. And if you would like to roll on yourself for your poultice, I would also welcome that.
It's
Just a
2d8,
reminder,
you
that is
said?
2d8, yes.
Now, our hit points are already listed at max, so how much of an effect
Yeah.
is that having on the wounds themselves?
So, and I'm just doing this based on, like, you know, how much damage you kind of took in the first place. There's been a very noticeable drop in, like, the pain that she is feeling. Now she only really feels pain if she, like, really uses that arm for something.
Alright, something that she will do during free time is any touch-up work that might need to get done. If it seems like there are any troubling thin spots or spots where the ash conduit seems to have been compromised,
All right.
she's just gonna grit her teeth and do a little self-surgery to
I need
patch
to-
those as
I
needed.
need to step away for a couple minutes. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. Do you want me to continue on, or do you want me to basically just do a little bit of roleplay?
Go ahead and continue on and stuff. Or whatever
Okay.
happens.
Well, then I will say, and because, you know, this was just about to come up, that Curl, and this is obviously upon the end of the second day, like, pretty much, where you are arriving near to the port. And after the initial like island swap area, the rest of the map actually seemed completely accurate, and that none of the islands decided to up and move. And the good thing for you, and the downside for you, is that now that you're arriving at port, another ship bearing a flag that looks very similar to the flags that you can see on the dock has started to approach you. And I'm going to rule that Curl sees that very soon, relays it to Carl, who relays it to Timber.
Okay. Timber will, start to slow the boat down because obviously they're trying to approach him.
Yep.
And try to position his ship like he's not gonna turn broadside, and expose all of his cannons.
Yeah.
He's trying to approach him in the most non-threatening manner.
All right. I'm just going to rule that you can go ahead and do that.
All right.
And as the other ship pulls aside, you can see that it's a slightly smaller ship than your own, but it does still have, some cannon complements to it. Not as many as yours does, but it does still have a couple. So, as you slow down, you can hear from across the ship towards the other deck that you need to identify yourself right now as you are flying a woven flag.
Timber will call out with his, naturally loud voice. I am Captain Timbledore Jägermeister von Glorious Balkistan. I'm here on... What's that word?
Official, independent...
Diplomatic reasons.
Here, I'm going to go ahead and do this so that way you can get a little bit more of the full effect.
Yeah.
Diplomatic. We haven't had any diplomacy with you, Wolven, ever before. What makes you think that we'll believe that you are a diplomatic envoy?
Tell him we haven't started shooting yet.
Timber will reply, because I am not in a cannoness.
We don't know what that is.
Those big, scary metal battleships.
Your prior experience was with typical Navy. Do we look like typical Navy?
That's a little bit much there, Rose.
Yeah.
That's a little bit much. Too echoey. They're just gonna yell to that if you want access that you need to submit yourself to a boarding check.
Come aboard.
All right. So now that your Wolven infantrymen are healed, do you want them up on the deck? Do you want them below deck? Where do you want them?
I will have them on the middle deck. Actually, I want them on the top deck with me.
All right. I don't know why their token is so small now, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that the kobolds would probably be doing stuff down here now. Then, if they have.
Rose is just gonna go hop, 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 grabbing McRib and Bones, and she's going to have Billy stand at the grating, the cargo doors on the lower deck, and McRib is going to be standing in the map room with the instructions to grapple anyone who comes through who isn't crew.
All right. I'm trying to figure out how to... There we go. This is not going to be entirely perfect, but I just want to upsize them so they're actually, fairly accurate. Yeah. All right. So you're going to see basically a gangplank be hooked onto your deck.
Mhm.
It has, it basically has like, wooden pegs on the bottom. That way, when it's placed over, it can't be like easily detached once
Yep.
it hooks your railing. And you're going to see a very small contingent, but a contingent nonetheless, of 6 soldiers boarding your ship. They're going to be, boarding. They pulled up on the left side of your ship, and so
Okay.
they're going to be going up that way.
I guess Temple will come down to greet them.
All right. This infantryman's going to get out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Just he wasn't going to, and then you started coming down. So
Yeah.
So at their head, you can see that there is one that is dressed a lot fancier than the rest, and then there's 5 others that look much more uniform. You are the captain of this ship, I presume.
Yes. You're correct. I'm captain of this ship. I'm responsible for these crew.
And you are here on a diplomatic envoy.
Correct.
All right. So, in that case, you will be required to report to Prince Erfrid at his palace at your earliest convenience once you dock. There are rules in our port, and inside of Relago, you will have to either peace bind your weapons or stow them away. In addition, enchantment spells and spell-like effects are banned within city premises, and undead are not allowed to be unaccompanied by their necromancer at any time under pain of death. Raising new undead within city walls requires a permit or writ, and pre-existing undead needs merely be accompanied. While he's saying that last part, he is going to be looking over at your skeleton, Rose.
For the record, I have them. I have McRib below decks underneath that grating, and Billy is inside the map room behind the door.
Oh, inside the map. Okay.
Is in case they decided to start sneaking around on the ship or just getting pushy.
Okay. Yes. So in that case, he wouldn't be looking at anyone in particular, but he would be stating that, because that is that's basically like their standard spiel.
Well, I mean, she does have a pendant with Hades' holy symbol on it, so...
That does not necessarily mean that you're a necromancer.
Uh,
Just as a reminder for this nation, this is a nation of a motley crew of different, previously independent areas that all had gods that decided one way or the other towards the preservation of the world or the destruction. These are all preservation-aligned nations, either politically or religiously.
So is this AKO or the other guy?
This is the HKO.
Okay. And they said they want us to go meet their prince dude.
Yes.
As soon as we dock.
Prince Erfried in his palace.
Yeah, Prince Erfried. And to leave weapons peacebound?
Either peacebound or stowed away.
Alright. Peacebound means not easily accessible.
Yes. So, like, for example, a peace binding, if you were to take, like, a cord and basically, like, wrapped the handle of your weapon, like, let's say you got a sword, like the cross guard, to the hilt.
Yeah.
To your sheath.
Yeah.
That's called
so
a
that
peace
it would
binding.
So that it would take a section of time in order to arm the weapon.
Yes. This is a civilized area, and they have rules and laws relating to this. So, there aren't any rules against pulling out your weapon specifically in case you need it.
Yeah.
But you do need to have them peacebound or stowed away at all times.
Alright.
It's basically, hey, if you're being attacked, you're able to pull it out and use it. But, if you cannot go before a magistrate and explain your case and it be deemed reasonable, then you'll be in trouble.
Alright.
Obviously, there are you would know this like just culturally, just from being in different areas. It's entirely possible to get permits or writs to have non-peacebound weapons. For example, like the guards would not have peacebound weapons.
Yeah, obviously.
But so you could negotiate or earn or basically even just buy a writ that says that you're allowed to have non-peacebound weapons. In case you are very concerned about it, I just wanted to explain that.
Alright, so Rose is just going to hold the scythe forward. Billy, take this down below. Secure it.
The door is going to open, and there is going to be a skeletal hand that reaches through, grabs the scythe, and takes it. But
What
this,
was it that you said?
the leader is going to give you like an imploring look.
So repeat the thing you said about enchantments. I just want to be
Yes.
sure there's no misunderstanding.
Enchantment spells and spell-like effects are banned within the city premises. Undead are not allowed to be unaccompanied by their necromancer at any point in time under pain of death. And raising new undead within the city walls requires a permit or writ.
So enchantments are like
The enchantment... So think about like the enchantment school of like, wizardry and magic.
So any magic items.
Yes, so either spells or things that induce that spell-like effect.
I'm declaring 2 skeletons that are in my employ, and I can't do anything about the arm. That's permanent.
Again, okay, so I did not say Okay, so...
Well, what I think he's trying to say is don't be shooting magic within city limits.
Yeah,
yes.
and hey, if this is basically customs, I'm declaring what I have.
Yeah.
I'm just reminding you that I'm not saying literally an enchanted item. I'm saying the enchantment school of magic.
Okay.
Like control person.
Yeah.
Or other such things like that.
That's fine.
The enchantment school, not enchanted items.
Oh no, I only know one enchantment and it's Bane.
I'm just letting you know the laws. This is not targeted.
I know. I have plenty of other spells to cause mayhem.
Yes.
Do not cause mayhem.
No promises.
Okay, necromancy, evocation, necromancy, abjuration. Ah, there, I found an enchantment. Sleep. Conjuration.
You don't need to go over your spell list with me.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you the rules.
No,
here.
I'm doing this out of character.
Okay.
Another necromancy.
So, after this, they are not going to search your ship for any contraband, as you are ostensibly, as much as they are skeptical about it, a diplomatic envoy. So once they basically lay down the rules and the fact that you are to head to meet Prince Airfried at your earliest convenience, they are going to go back to their ship and they will unlatch their gangplank.
All right.
Oh,
Tim was gonna order the Wolven to peace bind their weapons.
At our earliest convenience. It's wonderful. We can make it inconvenient all the time.
This is why I'm the captain. Timbo mulches back up.
Yeah. And the Wolven will busy themselves with peace binding their various weapons.
So what is peace binding? What does that mean?
We're basically putting a tying
Gun
the
lock.
hilt.
It's a gun lock.
Yeah.
Okay. Where will peace bind his rapier, I guess.
Do you have a sheath for your rapier?
Yeah.
Then tie the
I'd
rapier
hope
to the sheath.
so.
Yes. Look,
And-
some people that I've DM'd for are very adamant that they don't have a sheath for their weapon, which is very strange.
Why would you do that?
It's very
So they can
asking
always
strange and
be
dumb.
armed.
It just
You're
means
asking for injury.
Yeah.
It just means that I always ask.
It's like saying I don't
for
have a
peace
holster
binding,
for.
you just have to bind it to. You just have to bind it inside of its sheath.
Right. It's like saying I
Oh.
don't have a holster for my gun and I just keep it in my underwear. Like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
This is
Hey,
bad.
hey. The emergency rooms are full of people like that.
I know.
It makes me ask, do I have a holster for the great axe?
So for the great axe, having a holster is like a bit of a word, but you would have a covering that you would put over the axe. Think about how, like, when have you ever dealt with like woodsman's axes?
Yeah, they got like
You
that
know how
little
they basically
cover.
have the leather covering that they put over it?
Okay.
You would have the same thing, and all you'd really have to do is like make it hard to remove that.
Go, just bring a walking stick.
And Rose is perfectly fine with leaving the scythe behind because, well, this is exactly why she tattooed her arm in the first place, was so that she could be armed in situations like this.
Yes. But yes, so those are all the rules that you will have to adhere to. Obviously, there's other rules where it's like, don't cause public disturbance, no theft, stuff like that. This is just like the specific things that you need to avoid doing that are special.
I guess Timber will start following him to the dock.
So you aren't on the dock. You were approached by a ship before you docked.
Yeah. What I meant was he's gonna follow those ships to the dock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can just do that. And
I assume we're.
it's going to
nice,
be a fairly simple process to dock. I mean, obviously, you have a ship, it's normal size,
Mhm.
and they will not ask you for any docking fees as you are there as a diplomatic envoy.
Or so we've said.
That is your stated purpose, and that is what they're going to treat you like.
Yeah. Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Who's all coming on the diplomatic envoy?
Well, listen,
You're the diplomat.
Rose
I-
would definitely be coming along.
I'd better come with my silver tongue. In fact, I should probably do a good amount of the speaking.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'm new to this stuff anyways.
Zim, are you back yet? I guess not. We'll just rule that the twins are coming along anyways, for obvious reasons.
Before we leave the ship, once we've docked, though, Rose is going to go and check on that stone, see if it's doing anything funny.
All right. So, first of all, you'd notice that the stone was put, like, haphazardly under the mattress. It's slightly bigger than it wouldn't entirely fit underneath the mattress, so you can very clearly see it under the mattress.
Best hiding spot.
Orc hiding spot.
Mm-hmm. So, when you inspect the stone, go ahead and give me a perception check. Or investigation.
I'm gonna step away for just a second.
I have better investigation than perception, so going with that. Why?
It's very stony. It hasn't really changed at all. Like, you still felt like if you threw this at something, everything else would break before it did.
I am not a very perceptive bunny. I'm a blind bunny.
Oh, it's a good thing you have ears.
Yeah.
All right. So is everyone going ashore? For player characters, that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I miss.
And
Not enough ale.
Timber. Zoro gave the party a reroll. Stash that away, guys. And Timber, who do you want to tell to basically guard the ship?
Timbo is basically gonna have the 3 wolven stay behind.
All right. And what of the kobolds?
They can be kobolds underneath the boat because he doesn't trust them up on deck.
All right. And so, Rose, is McRib and Billy Bones going to be accompanying you?
You know, I'm gonna say yes. Give them instructions to stay immediately behind her.
All right. And I guess the final question would be, who is in charge in case of emergency? Who's Timber naming?
Timbo will tell Brutus, because that's the only wolven we know right now, that he
It's
is
the only woman you've asked the name of.
Yeah. Well, he seems to have the most initiative, so Brutus will be the one in charge of defending the ship.
All right. Bruce will give you a solemn nod.
Timbo will give him the specific instruction of not to fire unless fired upon.
Understood, Captain.
Just pointed out, probably not going to end up becoming relevant for anything, but since I do currently have 2 available robes, both McRib and Billy will be wearing them.
All right.
If we're gonna be envoys, we might as well look the part.
That is fair. They will have cloaks.
Go team.
We are the exiled
I am
envoy.
Sorry
yes.
about that. I'm back.
It's okay.
And
To
yes,
be
the
fair,
twins will
so-
be coming along.
All right.
To be
Were
fair,
you
the
there for
diplomatic-
my explanation of the rules?
Yeah, I heard all that.
Okay, good.
To be fair, the diplomatic corps would be a position of shame in the Wolven army.
Yes.
All right. So the 3 Wolven will be on the top deck with Brutus in charge. The 3 kobolds will be in the bottom deck doing, or in the middle deck, basically doing whatever the hell they do. You don't ask too many questions. And, everyone else is going on the envoy.
Dungeon Master?
Yes.
I'll have Brutus with I'll give him the ballo,
The what?
the cannon rifle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. He'll happily take a cannon rifle.
Yeah. And he's gonna give him 19 rounds for it.
All right, I'll note that down.
Hold on to this till I get back.
Understood, Captain. So, are you guys ready to depart on your envoy?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and give you a description of the city as you're passing through. So, one interesting thing that you all can notice right away is that the docks seem remarkably empty. You can see that this is actually like a very expanded dockworks, but less than half of the available berths are filled. And there is like the very noticeable sight of like dock workers just kind of like sitting around and doing whatever they want to do rather than hurrying to load or unload ships.
Either a slow day or a recession.
As you go through the city, you can definitely see the fact that you're getting stairs because helpfully those guardsmen that you had met before, not the Wolven, obviously the ones for the town guard, had gotten backup, and you guys are getting a full guard's complement to ensure that nothing happens to you on your way to meet with the prince. The streets are getting fairly crowded, so this is helpful in a way because various townsfolk are coming out to basically, you are now the talk of the town because word and sight of like a woven diplomatic envoy is sort of just spreading like wildfire because this does not exist by everyone's estimation. And it does have to get to the point where various guards are having to like push people out of the way so you can keep making forward progress. And as you start going deeper and deeper into the city, one thing that you've noticed about the way that the buildings are set up, it's so that way we're like on the street, if you're going through the middle, no matter what, you have clear line of sight to the rather large and imposing tower that is just outside of the city limits. You can tell that this is the tower of the island and this is what the city is based around. But it is an architectural quirk that even for the smaller or larger people in your group, that you can always see the tower where you are on the streets. And you can notice as you get closer and closer to your destination that the buildings are becoming more and more upscale. They're getting less cluttered together. The streets are just nicer. And in the distance, you can see what looks to be a mix between a Schloss and a Berg. And the reason I'm making that distinction is because it looks like a mix between a castle, like an imposing castle, that has been renovated into being a palace. So it looks like it's a sort of like royal like palace that would be like someone's summer vacation home, but it still has a lot of elements of being a castle. And as you go ahead and approach that, you are taken up rather nice, completely clean, what looks to be marble steps, flanked by pillars as you go up and up and up. Because it looks like this like castle palace was placed at the top of a local hill. And you are greeted effectively by an entire procession of various announcers, buglers, all sorts of things, effectively announcing your presence and entertaining you to a certain degree as you approach. It seems like they quite figuratively, not literally, rolled out the red carpet for this, as there are even attendants standing at the doors to open them for you. And as you're taken inside of the throne room, you can see that there are paintings and portraits and expensive artifacts lining each wall. As you look up, you can see that there is a painting that stretches across the entire ceiling, covering every single square inch, with what looks to be masterwork, beautiful paintistry on it. And everywhere you look, all of the courtiers have attendants. It seems like there is almost no one in this rather impromptu gathering that is anything less than rich and opulently powerful. And sitting on top of a what looks to be a mix between a throne and a lounge is a man in possibly some of the most expensive civilian getup you've ever seen. How would you like to approach him?
Well, Timble will march up to, the bottom of the. I assume this is like, he's like on top of a bunch of stairs, right?
Yeah, he does have a raised area he is sitting on.
Yeah. Timble will march up to the, not like he's gonna start walking up to the king himself, the prince himself, but he'll, stop at a respectable distance, and he's just gonna give the woven salute, which is just his paw to his chest in a clenched fist.
All right. And at this, there will be an announcer. And the announcer is actually one of the people that was a part of your guard procession,
Yeah.
saying, introducing Timber der Jägermeister von Glorex de Wolfenburg-Burgstein. And he's going to stumble over the ending. He's not, it's just a mouthful, and he didn't quite catch it very well. Because this is the guy that was talking to you on the boat.
Yeah.
And so he's going to stumble through, the ending, but still make it seem official.
Yeah, trying to
As
make
best
it
as he
official
can.
Just read in a foreign language, basically.
Yeah. So, at this, the prince is going to go ahead, and he's not going to stand up from his lounge. He's just going to sit forward. And as he sits forward, you can actually see that his getup had more stuff in the back that has now sprung up, where it's a mix of feathers here, and he had this absolutely opulent cloak that was lined.
Yeah,
that
like
so
how
reveals
kings have
itself
those
as
big,
he sits
big
forward.
poofy jackets, basically.
Yeah,
He-
it looked
he's basically
indistinguishable
like a
from his throne
peacock.
before. Yes. He is not physically a peacock, it's just that he is dressed like one. You can definitely tell just by looking at this man and, the surroundings that you find yourself in, and everyone around looking immaculately groomed and powerful, that this is a man who has a lot of worldly desires and acts on them. So, as he sits forward, he is going to sort of look you up and down a bit, Timber. He is completely ignoring the entire rest of your procession, by the way. Not once does he even glance in your direction to do more than his eyes pass right over you. You can physically see that he does not care about anyone except for Timber right now.
Hey, not being noticed is an upgrade for me.
The twins are currently riding on Timber's shoulders.
Well,
I
it's
did
a
not stutter.
clear downgrade from me.
Yes. He even though you're on the shoulders, he just seemingly does, his eyes wash right over you.
Okay.
So, Timber. May I call you Timber? I'm going to call you Timber. I'm
Most-
told that you are a diplomatic envoy from the Imperium. Go
I sought
ahead,
the
tell me
Empress's will.
what you are doing here, speaking to a humble prince like myself.
Let's see. Temple, he's thinking for a moment.
Huh, I didn't think I'd get this far.
Yeah.
Where he pokes his side, hey.
Yeah.
Tell me you're here for a peace negotiation.
Yeah. Moriarty's trying to whisper him, to say that line. I am here for peaceful negotiations.
Peaceful negotiations, huh? Well, I will say that it is a bit better than before, seeing your rather intimidating ships menacing my coastline and driving away all of my trade. So, tell me, what do these peaceful negotiations entail?
Temple will... I assume they can still see the tower from here, right?
Oh, yes, there is literally a window specifically dedicated just to the tower.
Temple will look at the tower, and he will say, the Wolven don't really wish to eradicate you. We need to get to the top of those towers.
As
If
does
you,
everyone.
if you allow us access to these towers, we will cease laying siege to your kingdom.
So, you merely want access to my most important possession within my lands that also grants me such power and influence among the councils. You do not merely ask for the most important aspect of someone's kingdom as the opening of a negotiation.
Well, to be fair, this is the first one I've ever been to.
As is evident. Now, just to put you in the loop, as it were, for how much esteem these towers are held in these lands, you and anyone else who wishes to climb them must get a writ approved personally by me to even allow you into the tower to attempt to climb it. Now, of course, if you also wanted, you could also do our local clergymen enough favors that they tell me that you are helpful enough to be allowed entry. I can extend that courtesy to all Wolven, so long as you do so and do not cause any harm in my area. Because the most important thing for me is this tower. Because if this tower remains under my control and I am not ousted from these lands, I have the ear of one of the council members. Are you all familiar with the council?
Yes.
Yes, good.
Familiar enough.
So, I think you can imagine why that is so important to me. So if you go and talk to the local clergy, for this is the Tower of Savras. So if you go and talk to the local clergy members of Savras, and you do them enough good, enough aid, you give them enough, I will happily allow you access to the tower. But this must be done for every individual who wishes to climb my tower.
Temple will nod and go, me and my crew will happily assist you in any task that you give us.
Now, again, it is not me who needs something.
Yeah.
I would never need
yeah, I
something
mean,
done from the likes of you. But the clergy could definitely make use of you. And I want to keep the clergy happy.
You should be careful.
Give access.
That eagle gets any bigger, you're gonna block out the sun.
Temple's gonna boop Rosilia with his foot, quiet.
Shut up.
Allow my contingency to travel to this clergy, and we'll see what we can do.
Are you sure that you wouldn't need anything in particular?
Oh, I'm very sure. The only thing that I need is for the Wolven ships to stop menacing my trade. I need a happy clergy, and I need my trade. As you could see, and he's just gonna do a magnanimous gesture around him. When it comes to anything else, I have everything I need.
All right, time to overthrow a ruler.
Yeah,
The port and princedom of Verlaga has a very long, storied history, leading back generations in my family, of being a trading nexus. And this war with the Wolven, getting the, I'm going to say, borders pushed so far towards my shores, have absolutely eviscerated my trade. So if the Wolven are willing to pass around and let free, trade ships go through, I don't have any problems. I don't have a stake in this war too much. I'm going to be very frank with you. I don't care who's in charge, so long as I keep my palace, my tower, and my trade.
Leave
Is
me
there
my
any,
steel-belted radials,
uh,
and I won't say anything.
Prince, what was his name again?
Prince Airfried.
Prince Aelfried. May I make a request for 2 scrolls of sending so I can send messages to the Inquisition?
I suppose that could be arranged, although in the future, if you come on a diplomatic envoy, I would heavily recommend that you have your own methods of contacting your superiors. I'm sure you'll remember that for next time.
Indeed.
Yes. Funny story, true story. You ever notice that there's quite a few storms around here?
He's not even gonna respond to you. He is not giving you the time of day.
Yep, I can see
So,
where
does
this
this
conversation's
conclude
going.
our business?
I believe so, Prince.
I'm sure you'll get it one day. He's gonna
Yeah,
clap
Rose-
his hands twice, and the guards are going to start ushering you out.
Yeah,
You
Rose
will
is
get your
already a
scrolls
few
of
steps on
sending,
her
just
way
go
to the
talk
door.
to the clergy.
Rose is already a few steps out the door. I don't take that crap from gods, I won't take it from princes.
But will you take it from princes who can deny your access to a god?
I'll just find another way in.
Come on,
Alright.
we need to be nice to Prince Ali, Fabulous He Ali Ababwa.
Alia Blowhard.
So yeah, she's gonna be
you will
heading to
not
the
be
clergy.
you will not be accompanied by the by your procession this time. You have basically just been you've had your
Oh,
audience. You're just being shooed away from their presence.
Temple will ask one of the guards which way is the clergy.
The guards is gonna like look up at you and just like silently point towards the tower itself.
That's where Rose is gonna be heading.
Alright. It starts going that way.
And so as you guys are heading through the streets, they seem much more congested than before, although you are given like at least some leeway, again due to timber, where people aren't the most observant when moving through the streets, but you know, when they come across a large being like timber, they will just there out of the way. And as you go through the streets, you can actually see that there are multiple conversations that you can barely overhear, Rose specifically, because of your ears, where it's a bunch of people just talking about the event or the recent happenings. Using language like that, not referring to whatever has actually happened, but they are... You know where it's like people are excited but also don't know how to feel about it? Because that's the tone that they're taking.
I mean, it's basically
And-
breaking news.
And in all honesty, Rose right now is kind of pissed off because when dealing with egotists is a bit of a raw spot for her. So she's just going straight to the clergy to accomplish those tasks in record time, so that'll just shut the prince up.
You know, at least I'm glad that I got over his personality well enough.
Yeah.
Oh no. See, she knows people like that are untouchable. So the way that you hurt them is their pride.
Timber will like whisper up to one of the Maltons on his shoulder. I do appreciate you not going and firing your destruction ways.
It it was definitely difficult to resist.
Timbo's gonna give him a little head pat with a finger.
All right. So that's about the only interesting thing that's going on as you're passing through the rather crowded streets. Another thing of interest to Moriarty specifically is that you are passing by a tavern. But I'm pretty sure only Moriarty specifically cares about that.
Hey, where'd Moriarty go?
No, you're coming with me.
Ah!
That's not me this time.
It's very, like, I just imagine it's Moriarty, like, spots the tavern out of the corner of his eye, immediately, like, starts to, like, turn away from the group, and he just gets, like, collar grabbed by Timber and pulled back. Alright. So, do you guys want to make any stops along the way, or do you just want to head
Nope.
specifically to
She
the
is-
tower?
Rose is making a beeline for the whatever the holy structure is.
Because we're diplomats, we can't really do the other stuff right now.
True,
I
but
think
it's
so.
up to you whether you
And-
want to make the choice.
And again, it's
isn't-
not just that; it's that the prince is an absolute bastard, so she's taking this personally.
Listen,
All
listen,
right.
listen. This is a trade town. Doing trade here is being diplomatic.
Oh, Moriarty, you can get your whistle wet as soon as we're done with this vet.
I was more
Did you
talking
just-
about things
Did you
like
just rhyme?
He did. It was weird. It almost
keep
felt
mulching
like a
up.
limerick.
Timbo just mulches off.
Well,
Alright.
I was more proposing is we could check the places here for magic items, weapons, armor, potions, things we might want to use. Also alcohol, but I understand we don't want to do that right now.
Timber von Glorious Borkenstein. He smells of gunpowder and brine. It's often been said there's rocks in his head, but I got nothing for the last line. Hey, wait a minute. That auto completed. My limerick auto completed. What the hell?
All right, so let's just go ahead and is Moriarty convincing enough to the rest of you to make a stop, or
No.
no?
Damn
Okay.
What about
Rose
you,
is
So-
in Rose is in full spite mode.
And go.
The twins would like to maybe go check out a magic store if there is one.
There are various shops. There isn't any store specifically labeled as a magical item store, but various stores do have magical items that are displayed.
Hey Rose, what about now? Ha!
I will point out that in the rules, you can't actually do that to another player.
I was going to
Hey!
mention that.
Yeah.
You can't actually do that.
Well, tell you what. we'll
Look,
do a
if you
little
want
win-
to, if you
we'll
want,
do-
if you really want to slip off, you could always try to do that.
I don't even want to go shopping for booze. I just want to go shopping because all I have is a rapier and it's not even a +1.
The twins are gonna hop onto Moriarty's shoulder, and be like, "Okay, we'll go this way," and he just feels this compulsion in his head to go that way.
All right, you guys stay out of trouble. I'm trusting you.
No promises.
You know, I'm glad they did it because I was actually about to use cause fear on Moriarty. We are going to the temple.
You do realize if you use cause fear on Moriarty, he needs to not follow you.
Yeah.
You're like, you were going to the temple. I don't think I am.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I can't bring myself to take another step.
I'll
While
just
you
stand
guys are
behind you
having-
then.
While you're having this this conversation, like, you know, it hasn't stopped you, but it's certainly like slowed you guys down a little bit because, like, you know, it's basically like tugging. There will be a moment where a rather large Hoskavanian bumps into Timber, snorts, and then leaves. After a few moments, he starts walking into the bar.
Can I roll perception to see if he just got pickpocketed?
You can.
Yeah, the twins are suspicious of that too.
By your estimation, he did not get pickpocketed. It just looks like the Hoskavanian wanted to bump into him and be an ass.
The grave gets the key, but I'm not sure what it is.
The Hoskavani, that's nationality, and that's not a species, right?
That's yes. So for species, this is when I say a rather large Hoskavanian, I mean this is a polar bear.
Hmm.
The Hoskavanians are the Viking faction. So effectively,
okay, I remember
large,
them now.
scarred up Viking polar bear just bumped into your largest party member, snorted, and walked into a bar.
I hate everything about this city, and I want to be out of it as soon as possible. I no longer feel bad about what might happen from that stone.
Temple will dust himself off, ignore it, and keep marching. He's not worth my time.
Farther away is this temple.
Well, every step we take, it gets bigger.
Yep. Real quick, anyone who wants to roll me a perception check can.
Anyone or just the people who are there?
Everyone's there, kind of.
Yeah,
You're all- you're all still together.
Haven't
I'm
quite,
rolling a lot of these today, by which I mean crap.
Hey, look, you had the option to just not roll.
Hold on a second.
So, what are we rolling for right now?
Perception.
Perception.
Just perception.
I think it's perception as we're
I
arriving.
don't understand. I had like 3,000 some gems from our last game.
Gar. After this little altercation, you do notice that the Hoskavanian basically like had a follower, someone in the shadow, who basically just tossed a single gold coin like really furtively, and basically like had a look of for the trouble.
To us?
Yes, but specifically, he just kind of like skittered it on the ground, and he somehow did it silently before walking off. So there's a gold coin at your feet now.
Hey, Timber, looks like he dropped that coin.
Why do we always expose him to the potential cursed items?
Yep. And just so you know, Gar is the only one who specifically saw this person do it. They look like an owl.
Temple will.
Who?
Temple's
It
gonna
was
go,
hard to
"Ooh,
tell due to
shiny."
the fact that they were cloaked, but it looked like an owl.
Who?
Temple
Uh-huh.
picks up the coin and looks at it.
It is just your standard gold coin.
Temple's gonna slip it in his pocket and go. Clumsy me.
All right. So, are you guys going to continue on?
Yeah.
All right.
The Molten Twins are going with Moriarty. And I'm guessing Rose, Temple, and Gall going to the clergy?
To specifically, if you go to the tower, that's where you can meet up with wherever the clergy is. You weren't actually told details.
Yeah.
You're told to meet with the clergy. You asked where the clergy is. They got pointed to the tower.
Okay, so. I mean, Temple's going to the tower.
All right. So for the contingent that's going to the tower, we can go ahead and take care of this right now. As you approach the tower, you can actually see that just to the side of the tower at its base is a rather large cathedral. Like, this does not look like a mere temple or a mere church. This looks like it is a cathedral. And the only thing that stopped you from seeing it clearly before was just the absolute distance. Because, like, when I say that...
the
yes.
clutter of the city.
Yes. So the tower is always clearly visible, but the cathedral was not given the same credence when the city was being built. So as you guys show up, you can see that it actually appears to be like a fairly busy in and out like area where people are entering, people are leaving. It seems like it's a very popular hotspot. And so it was mentioned that this was the Tower of Savras, and you're needing to talk to the clergy of Savras. So for anyone going to the temple, go ahead and roll me a knowledge religion check to determine who this is.
Oh my god!
It's okay, I'll carry you, Rose.
So,
every single roll tonight.
Maybe you shouldn't have taken Lucky.
Except for your very first one.
No, the first one was all. Well, the one pre-session.
You should have thrown it away.
Okay, screw you, Gar.
Tim will like Tim will call high fives like, we know what this story is.
This is actually very, very simple. So Timber and Gar would know that, and this is rather ironic, that Savras is the deity of divination, fate, and wizards.
Wizard?
Where's Warren when you need him?
This is just a reminder that this specific deity is primarily of divination and fate.
Something, divination and fate, heresy stuff.
Yep. And so that's who this clergy is part of. So it would basically be mostly relating around divination, fate. So you may be able to just guess that part of the reason that it's such a hot spot is due to the fact that, like, you know, there's always the option of paying to get, like, you know, a fortune read or something similar.
Knowing what tomorrow brings. How fitting, how fateful that we ended up here.
Yes.
Are you okay, Timber? You're not being you.
Timber turns to Rose and just says, "This isn't just about loyalists anymore."
He just needs a Snickers. It's okay.
He's not him when he's hungry. But go on.
The Void Beast must be stopped at all costs. And Timber turns around.
That's been mentioned before.
Upon hearing that name, Rose, you're going to get like a mini flashback to your walking a mile in another's shoes a few days ago. And you're just going to see like the horrifically mutated Wolven in front of your eyes for a split second.
Oh, cool. Lingering side effects.
I think as Timbo goes away, he's gonna mention. I think that shaman was one of his minions.
Yep. I'm kind of piecing that together right now.
It does have a remarkably similar purple look to it, from what you remember, to the wound that Timber has in his chest.
Timbo doesn't think he has much time, so he's literally trying to do whatever he can to finish the mission.
All right. So,
And
do you guys enter?
Yeah.
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 Yep. Okay. So as you walk in, you see that the inside of this cathedral is almost as opulent and rich looking as the inside of the prince's palace. Like even the pews and the various seating areas for any sort of mass or religious day or congregation is made out of like the finest hand-carved wood. There is not a single part in this entire cathedral where it is not opulent in some way.
would Odysseus wear a Rolex?
And as you walk in, you can see that there are various clergy members that are basically just like greeting people at the door and pulling them aside. And you get one of those two, and it looks like you got someone important, not someone that was like, you know, like run of the mill. It looks like this is someone like they have like a full getup on. They have holy symbols, they have trinkets, they have everything.
So, anyways, Conquest Paladin, a Necromancer, and a Barbarian walk into a cathedral.
Walk into a cathedral of divination.
It's the start of a bad joke.
Yeah, start of a bad joke.
Yeah.
Temple will greet them. Greetings.
Yes, the Duke sent you our way, didn't he?
This is correct.
As you may be able to tell, he sends many gifts our way. I did not know what form it would take, but I did know that he would send another one. I figured it would be best to wait, and upon seeing you enter, I felt it come true. So, under what pretense have you been sent?
Favors. We are to do favors for you.
Yes, a favorite of his. They're gonna like look you up and down, sort of like appraising you. I believe most of the favors that we dole out and have people do would be, how to say it, you would be far too overqualified for that. So instead of the various many favors that others do, how about a single large one?
The bigger the better.
Very well. Now, we are a very popular pilgrimage area for two reasons. One is obviously the Tower of Magnificent Savras that is just outside. And in addition to that, we are home to a rather popular gravesite that many pilgrims go to in order to make donations and other such that due to tradition. Now, the interesting part of this and alarming part of this is that a few days ago, all contact with Adric's Rest has been completely ceased. And the two runners and such that we have sent have not reported back. And no matter how many sacrifices or prayers or divinations that we do, we cannot see the fate of Adric's Rest right now. if you could go there and ascertain what's going on, then we would consider the favor filled. Now, Adric's Rest is not the tomb. That would be the tomb of Adric. We are talking about the town that is a popular pilgrimage area that is nearby to the tomb.
And he wants us to go there and see if we can figure out why their hero's not coming back, or the fate of their hero.
No, so I didn't say it outright, but basically they get a lot of tithes from Adric's Rest due to pilgrims going to the tomb. And so the church there will, basically, there's a lot of tithes that get paid to the area. And Rose would realize this, mostly just due to, story clicking. Basically, it's seen as the only thing stopping Adric from rising again are basically payments and donations from pilgrims that arrive in order to quiet his spirit with payments.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that he never sees any of those payments.
Yes. In fact, he does not actually see any of those payments.
But it's a good story to scare people out of money.
Oh, yeah. So they haven't gotten any tithes from Adric's Rest, the town, in there was supposed to be a tithe payment.
Yeah.
And it never came. So basically they sent a runner to basically go, hey, what the hell is going on? Runner never came back. They sent a second one to try and just even find the first runner, what happened to them, and then complete the mission after that.
Yeah.
They never came back. And now that you've come by and you look mightily more competent than the other people that the prince sends their way, they're going to ask you to go and figure out what's going on.
Once they've got all the details they need, once again, Rose is already halfway out the door.
All right.
Well, it's Adric's Rest, right?
Adric's Rest, yes.
And we have
that is the name of the town.
And we have the tablet of Adric.
You have the tablet, not of Adric. You have the tablet of the god that he killed.
Of his antithesis.
Yes,
right.
Of his most hated enemy.
But something we established is, hey, Adric, we got the stone you didn't destroy. Wakey!
Well,
you ain't done, bitch.
Moriarty, Timbo is a strategist. He wants to scout this area up first. Before
Rose is already scouting. Let's go already.
Timbo will tell the Pope dude, victory is assured, and he turns around.
You won't get a response because they basically turned away and went back to the stuff that they were supposed to be doing instead of waiting for you.
Yeah, money laundering. Gotcha.
Yep.
This entire place is a vile. This entire place is a vile corruption of what devotion is supposed to be. This is not religion. This is corporatocracy.
You have entered a trade port. Welcome.
Yeah.
Burn it.
Now, for the 3 that were not going to the cathedral, what do you want to have looked at? What do you want to have done? What are you looking for?
Well, the twins in particular are kind of just looking at the various magic items, looking for anything that kind of just stands out. There's the only thing in particular that they want, though I'm fairly certain they cannot afford, is something to increase the effectiveness of their abilities. In other words, they're trying to find a means of increasing their saving throws, or their save DC. But they're
Alright.
still looking for stuff that looks intriguing to them.
Be looking for a ring and/or cloak of protection and a +1 rapier, as well as anything else of interest that presents itself. As I always say when I go into this market, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'll know it when I see it.
He's looking for those big brain supplements.
Oh no.
All right. So just to go over it, the twins are looking for something that would increase their save DC for spell save DC, as well as any like practical or useful magical artifacts. And Moriarty is looking for either a cloak or a ring of protection and a +1 rapier.
And anything else that's juicy.
Okay. Well, the twins, unfortunately, you cannot find something that would affect your psionics save DC. However, you do actually find a merchant that is selling a bag of holding.
That could be useful.
Yes, the price tag is listed as 525 gold.
I have no idea what he's saying, but the fact that he can just decide.
Anything else that they have?
There are various. This shop also sells like various potions, and so there would be other potions that you could get there. There is like a pedestal that like sort of has like a one specific potion where like it's not listed, but it has an outrageous price tag in like even more expensive than the bag of holding or just about anything else you can see. It has a price tag in the thousands.
And what is it?
It's not labeled.
Sorry, one of the comments.
What does it look like?
It is a very thin vial that has a multicolor liquid inside.
Is it shiny?
Quick, grab it and drink it.
It does not shine.
Aw.
Grab it and drink it. They can't stop.
Pretty sure that they can.
They would have seen it coming with this religion around here.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna ask what that, what it does.
Oh, the potion on the pedestal?
Yeah.
Yes, so that is a very special potion. It is a potion of greater speed.
Keep this very far away from Gar.
If he breaks the sound barrier, we're doomed.
As he says that, you know, as he says that, it's just gone because Gaul came by. He hauled it from miles away. The need for speed.
You would know just from the name that this would grant a hasted effect for 10 minutes, no concentration.
Yeah, it's a one-time use, so.
It's one-time use, but it lasts for 10 minutes. Haste, no concentration. Which means if you take damage, it doesn't end.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but it's a one-time use and several thousand gold.
Yes.
They're not interested.
It'd be really good for a boss fight, but nothing else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, imagine giving Timber, like, haste for an entire boss fight.
Yeah, that would be OP.
Or you give him haste for 10 minutes while he tries to run that stone tablet up to the dude guy.
Let's just skip to the end. Let's just skip to the end and give it to Gar.
All right. So what are you thinking of there, Zim? What are the twins interested in? Anything or nothing?
So there was a bag of holding, the potion of speed, and what else?
Various other more standard potions that are around.
They'll contemplate on the bag of holding. They're gonna be looking at it. The two of them.
Man, I wish I could.
Can they actually get access to it? Or is it in a box or something?
It's not in a box, but as you get closer, you can see that basically like anything that has like that's on a pedestal, you can kind of like see because I assume you're kind of like standing on Moriarty's shoulders.
Yeah.
Or are you by yourself?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
they're
never
on-
by themselves.
Yeah.
They're supports.
Okay.
They don't want to be by themselves.
Yeah. So in that case, you can literally see that just faintly, enough that you can see it, etched into like just below where the item sits is a sigil. But it is open air.
Ow! I just kicked my desk. That hurt.
Why'd you do that?
That's
didn't
why
do it on
we're
purpose.
Steel-toe boot throws.
I'm not gonna be wearing steel toe boots while sitting at my desk.
Well, you just proved my theory correct. You even need your proper safety gear when you're sitting at a desk.
Oh my god.
You'd lose your antlers if they weren't screwed on.
I'll screw you on.
Careful, he was into that.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's very poor choice of words.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Alright, let's
Yeah, go
carry
back to
on with the
Mongo.
By the
anti-theft
way,
device.
Yeah.
Taldarius, could I get you to add the Eyes of Minute Seeing
Okay,
to
so focus on the-
Carl's inventory, please?
To
I have
Carl's?
of minute seeing.
Eyes of Minute Seeing?
Can I just say my health is?
Let me see if I can
Just
find
so
it.
it's officially on his list.
Enhance.
But the thing is, I'm
Enhance.
struggling to make my health-
Enhance.
Did that give it to him? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to do this because I haven't done this
can't do
before.
much damage.
Okay, so in the... So did you find the item in the books and stuff?
Yep.
You click and drag the little shield icon, you open up Carl's inventory, and
Okay, because I tried doing it without opening it, so there we go. Oh,
you
now
got-
it is. Okay.
There we go.
Most things are some form of drag and drop.
Yeah, I tried doing it without opening it up specifically. I just tried it onto the party sheet. It did not work.
Ah.
All right.
But
So besides that,
otherwise,
yes.
in
What are the
regards
twins thinking?
to the push or the bag of holding, they're kind of gonna look at it and be like, "So, how much can it hold?"
Are you talking about like if it's just a standard? Because it's a standard bag of holding, so it can hold up to 500 pounds.
They're gonna attempt to negotiate the price.
Okay.
So they're just, kind of leading into it. So how much can it hold?
Oh well, about 500 pounds. It's just a standard bag of holding.
Ah, I see.
Exactly one naked temple.
But so You're wanting that much for that?
Of course. I mean, look at the location here. I mean, everyone coming in wants bags of holding.
I don't know. I think I see some dust there.
I don't think so. I've sold 3 of these today alone. I mean, that's lower compared to what it normally is, but they're still selling. I mean, you get ships coming in here, they want to make it so that way they can carry more cargo. They try to find bags of holding.
Fair enough.
Ship
So
with
with
too
the
many bags of
current-
holding can be dangerous.
Yeah, too many of them can be a bit dangerous, and then there's also the simple fact that, you got all those wolven out there that are doing all of this, raiding and stuff. I don't know,
How many ships did you
ships are
get in
gonna
just
stop
recently?
coming in.
I mean, look, I would normally agree with you about the wolven, but I mean, after what happened recently, I think we got bigger issues.
What you mean by that?
What did you just roll into port, or?
Yes.
Oh well, I'm surprised you didn't hear it through the streets. I mean, it's been the talk of the town. I mean,
Get on
one of
with it.
those, yeah.
What's going on?
What?
What's going on? I just heard someone say, "Wait a minute."
No, I said get on with it.
Oh, okay. Because I heard,
The
"Wait a
exact
minute," so
opposite.
I was.
I
Yeah,
heard
so
get
I-
on
yeah,
with
okay.
it, so I was like, why did you stop?
Okay, yeah, no, it was just because I was talking at the time, so I guess it was just okay. Oh yeah,
Get on with
one
it.
of those like wolven fortresses on one of those towers. Some crazy bastard raided one of those and took it. I mean, this is over by Ebrium, so this isn't specifically in our waters, but I mean, it's been the talk of the town. We're not sure really how to feel about it because, like, first thing you think is some Ebrium, like, their emperor or something, like, went and made a mad charge. No one's heard of this guy. He showed up with a couple forces and apparently just absolutely blasted the fortress.
Now, is this where we were with the port, or?
No.
Okay.
You were in
This is-
independent areas, and you were basically in like the like a little like city-state coalition that exists kind of pocketed by on one end by the HKO and on the other end by the Wolven.
It is now.
Okay.
How long ago did
This
happen?
would be farther to your north.
How long ago did this happen?
Ooh, say about a week ago.
Okay.
We haven't heard anything since, so it's still just been. I mean, obviously, everyone and their mother's got a new rumor going around about who it is. Some saying it's, some senator's cousin or whatever. Some people saying that, like, it was like a Hoskavanian or, like some enterprising member of the Voss. No one really knows who it is. I mean, at least not around here.
Well, I will say we're kind of working against the Wolven here.
I mean, so
so-
is everyone. I mean,
Well,
come on.
actually, we've actually made some progress. In fact, we've got some hot news for you that might be pretty good for you being the first one to know here.
Now, when you say progress, because right now the talk of the town is the fact that the Wolven just lost an island that they had.
What was it?
Oh, they lost
Do you
another one
mean-
too.
Do you mean... Okay, hold on.
We
I'll knock it down by 30 gold if you tell me the story then.
Only 30.
Yeah.
30 puts it below going market price for standard, no extra situation.
Okay. How about we make it a nice 50 down?
Oh, I felt
That has me
was
selling it
there,
at
and
$475.
Ark
That's
looking
no.
for something else.
Well,
Lowest I'll go
even
for you is
better.
$490 for the information.
Even better, we will give you, instead of just telling you, we can actually mentally show you what happened.
There's some pretty good stuff. Ooh.
It really was awesome to watch.
All
Wait, what are
right,
you
so
showing him?
now hold on. When you're saying that, I don't want to get mixed up with anything that anyone could even accuse me of for being enchantment or enchantment related. Anything that deals with the head. I mean, I'm just gonna be careful with that. I don't want
yeah,
any of that.
it's-
I just want the information.
It's not that kind of stuff at all.
Then how are you gonna do it?
Telepathically. The same way we're talking
Believe-
to you now.
I believe it counts as an abjuration, he says with a wink. Maybe a conjuration. It's definitely not an enchantment, I can promise you that.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. I am not gonna risk being racketed here. Not by you. I'm talking by, you know. He's just gonna motion outside.
So I can get veterans armor.
Well,
which
how about the
is kind of better than
information
my
as
armor,
well as
despite my
these two
improvement.
potions we've
23,
got?
but it
And they're
gives me
gonna
66.
pop out the
At
potion
least
of
the
fire
armor
breath
with
and
the
oil of
advanced veterans armor is
slipperiness.
just so much better.
Ooh, all right. So you got an oil of slipperiness here,
But the chance of me getting
and you got a potion of fire breathing. I don't actually have any of the fire breathing in stock. How rare is it? What's its rarity? You can either be truthful or lie to me.
I don't think Sim knows.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm looking
okay.
it up real quick.
Well, I just didn't get a jade ring.
Oh, that is
but the jade ring is better than the ring. So I could have bought the jade ring and then.
that is a very expensive item. From what I'm seeing,
from what I'm guessing, I'm thinking it's
1100.
Okay, so automatically you're not looking at the right thing then, because
Oh, you're
magical
right.
items
That's
like this
the
don't have-
elixir. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Potion. Okay, it's the same
'Cause
rarity
from what I know,
as
it's
the bag
uncommon.
holding.
I was
Yeah.
about to say it's uncommon.
Well, now this is something pretty rare that we acquired. We took it off of the remains of some wolven.
Now,
Wolven,
when you're talking about the current deal we got going on, you're talking about these two potions and the information in exchange for the bag, right?
Well, I mean, these are pretty valuable potions. I suppose they are one-time use. So I'll give you the information plus the potions in return for the bag, and we'll call it even at 100 gold.
You're gonna see him like scratch. Like he doesn't have like a full beard, but he has like scruff. Well,
listen, you know those fire breath potions are definitely something dangerous if the wolven carry them around. They don't deal in half measures.
yeah, well, I'm just trying to think about what I can sell it for.
Oh, you can sell it, my friend. Especially since there's a wolven in town.
Now, I haven't heard about that, but whatever. Okay, so I'm thinking if you cut that price down to 75, then I could shake on that.
Is that 75 gold that he's paying you or that you're paying him?
That he would be paying you.
That he'd be paying me?
No, he'd be paying the twins, but you know.
Yeah.
I meant you as in a group.
Royal we.
Yes.
Regal.
You know what? You got yourself a deal.
Okay, I have a bunch of gems if anyone needs it. If not,
All right.
Ready.
I'll go ahead and
Potion, Sever, I need your strongest potion.
you can't handle my strongest potions.
The best part is that these potions were what they stole from the other town.
All right.
Upselling
So-
and oh yeah, we pulled them off a Wolven. Well, I mean, there might have been a Wolven body next to the thing you looted, so technically the truth.
Anyways, I changed your gold amount to fit your new gold. I'll go ahead and give
Yay.
you your bag of holding. Go ahead and remove those potions.
Already done.
All right.
They were on a when Neo was just spouting off stuff. I kind of just made a list in a notepad
Yeah,
instead
you
of
have to when they're just dumping
Yeah.
a list at us. Like, hold on, write that down.
All right, there you go. It's on your sheet.
Yay!
You're now the proud owner of a bag of holding.
So, we actually came from an independent island. Was it to the south of where we are now, or
It'd be to the east of where you are.
The
to the east? And basically, we had climbed the tower there, and utilized the tower actually. Maybe maybe this would be more valuable than what we agreed. But I guess we did agree. So, we utilized the tower in order to basically blast all of the Wolven on the island and very literally kick them right out of there.
How did you get through one of them Wolven fortresses on their tower islands?
They had not actually set up a fortress yet.
Oh, it was... Okay, so it was recent. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that
But
makes
they're
it a
definitely
mite more
gonna-
believable.
It's going to take them a while before they go back there, though. They were sent running, and there are a lot of dead Wolven over there right now.
All right. Well, I appreciate the information, and I know what you're hitting at here, but I'm talking like this guy took like a full-on established fortress island. He said,
that's
like they
fair.
sent out. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, everyone's in a holding pattern right now. I mean, we're just because look, I'm sure you know this as well as I do. That is the first time that they have actually lost established territory in this entire, like, this entire mess. No one's actually taken something once they took it and had an established, like, you know, an established force there. And now someone has, and look, I'm not sure how to feel about it. I just hope it means that more of those Wolven ships go up there to try and take it back, and we get some more trade in here.
Well, at the least, we've kicked them out of the east, so some trade might be coming in from that direction soon.
Those city-state types don't really like trading with us too much anyways, but hey, they got cheap spices over there, so. Anyways, here, I should probably get this to you. And he's gonna go and like do something to disable the protections around like the bag of holding on the pedestal. And he's gonna pick it up and hand it over to you.
And it just disappears from his hand.
Now that looks like something that you did, so whatever you did there, have fun.
Well, that's definitely helpful for the twins.
Yep. He's gonna tap twice on the top of the now empty pedestal. It's gonna flare blue for like a second before another bag of holding shows up on it, and he walks away. I don't keep that stuff in stock here, otherwise, you know. If I kept my entire supply here, otherwise someone could just raid it and grab a bunch of bags of hold, and I ain't letting that happen. No siree. All right, so that was a long haggling session.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
But it was fun.
It was fun.
Now into Moriarty's haggling session.
Now to Moriarty's, yes. There would be a blacksmith that would have a +1 rapier, but you can't find anything that would give protection.
Okay. Do they potentially also have any other enchanted rapiers that have any other special effects? As I once had a beautiful rapier, a magical effect, but then the party sold it when I became the DM.
To be fair, that old magical effect on it, it was weird and definitely far above what we should have had at our level.
Yeah, probably.
He's still lamenting.
But yeah, you could buy a standard +1 rapier, no extra bits or baubles attached to it, for about $450 right now. Of course, bartering is also accepted.
I barter.
Now, take note that that's not spelled barter, it's barter.
I barter.
Persuasion.
Would
I'll
you
have
like
it
me to
for
just
one.
roll, or do you want me to actually go through the process of talking him down?
You can do either one.
Okay.
Roleplay is more fun.
It is more fun, but I'm not going to force you to barter against me.
We did just do a bunch of bartering, and normally I
Yes.
would try to roleplay it, but for the sake of moving,
I don't want to bog it down.
All right, I'm using the luck. You know what? Maybe I'll talk to the guy.
On second thought,
I'll use a luck
I'm
point.
gonna die.
I'll just use a luck. Yeah, I'll take that. 24 to lower the
All right.
price.
Just so you know, if you kept the 1, he would have like scribbled out the 4 in front and wrote in the 6. Oh man. Okay,
No
so
foxes allowed.
with a 24 now to that persuasion check. How about you go ahead and tell me real quick, like, where you're leaning?
As low as I can go.
As low as you can go. Okay, just spitball me something. Normal price $450. What are you looking to get?
The normal price is $450. Barter, like you know how bartering goes, where it's like, I'll do 400.
Down up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
So
maybe
I'm just
like,
wondering what your, because obviously there's always the big ask, but where was your goal?
I'll kick it. The goal was hopefully to get it down to at least 400, because I've only got so much money.
All right. So since your persuasion was good, you get him at a low price in the bartering of you get him to 385.
Oh, that's even better. Okay.
Yes. That's why I wanted you to give me your goal, so that way, since you rolled well, I could give you a little bit better than that.
Okay. Awesome, 385. So that's 38 platinum. Actually gonna be 39 platinum because I'm gonna need to break one. Let's make 5 platinum and 8 gold. Cool.
Remember that a platinum is only worth 10 gold.
That is correct.
Okay.
I had 44 platinum before.
Yeah,
Which would be-
the math checked when he was saying it. It was fine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
I granted you your +1 rapier.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, now that the shopping trip is over, I'm just gonna rule that you guys can all meet up. Unless
Wazilia? You know magic stuff. Is Woes? Hello?
I guess Tanya stepped away.
Okay.
Probably fell asleep.
Temple forgot the scrolls. the scrolls ascending he was wanting. Hello?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if you even noticed that because he promised you them, but like he never sent anyone to like give them over.
Yeah. Can Temple do that? If I roll an intelligence check and like 50-50, this Temple will remember.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's do a history, all right? Or insight. History, that's intelligence. Okay, here we go.
You could have just clicked an intelligence save
Oh.
instead of a skill. You remember?
Barely.
Like
Barely.
Temple starts to walk
It
out.
just niggles into it just like nibbles into your head.
Yeah, probably Temple's whatchamacallit,
It just
or
nags at you.
protection bonks him on the back of the head with her sledgehammer. Oh yeah, I remember.
Fun.
What was the Pope guy's name? What did
You
they refer to
never
the Pope
asked
to?
for their name.
Yeah.
The prince was Prince.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm feeling a cough.
Yeah.
That was Prince Airfried.
Yeah. Tim was gonna, like, right before he leaves, is like, Prince Elfried told me to get a couple of sending scrolls from this area.
So you're going back. You're going like this is. Are
Yeah.
you like doubling back like just after you left the cathedral?
Yeah. Seeing
All
if we
right,
can
they're
find
going-
that guy.
Do you just like yell back at the guy like as he's leaving?
Well, Timbo's not gonna like. He's gonna like, hey, hold on, one moment.
Yes.
Prince Aldrich told me that I could get 2 sending scrolls. Do you have that here?
Oh yes, we have many scrolls. I suppose I could get you 2 sending scrolls. They don't look used to getting requests for stuff, but they are like you do see them like walk away, and they're gonna disappear for a couple minutes, and then they're gonna come back holding 2 scrolls.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And like Timbo does that like half run, half walk back to where Rose and Gaul was at.
So how much of a donation is Timber giving for those scrolls?
Oh, you know, that's something you worry about in the future.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's go. Let's go find Moriarty and the twins. See how much trouble they got into.
All right. You
And
guys can all
so
just
they-
meet up.
Yeah.
Moriarty's waving around his shiny new sword.
Moriarty,
Yeah?
you might want to tie that down to your belt.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Oh, no, this one's freshly bought. Doesn't count. I'm kidding.
Yeah, you'll have plenty of chance to swing that around later. I know. I remember getting my first new weapon.
This isn't my
All right.
first. Be my last.
Well, I mean, it never is, but okay. All right, so we're supposed to go to
The town of Adric's Rest.
the town of Adric's Rest and do some investigation. Apparently, the heretics of this place like to shake down their citizenry for money, and they sent a couple runners
Donations.
to send some runners, and then they started disappearing.
Oh, maybe Adric woke up before we thought.
Well, only one way to find out. And Timber starts marching the way of where the guy said it was? Question mark?
So it wasn't actually specified where it is, but if literally any of you want to roll me a history check or something else that you could convince me to be applicable, you can figure out where it is, or you could just ask around.
Yeah. You said history check. I have to roll, and I hope it's bad.
Hard to spell to know his tales.
Yeah, so Moriarty, you would know where it is. It's actually an entirely inland city because the final tomb of Adric is actually located at where the Tower of Sirik was, because that was where he made his final stand. And so just a little bit away from that would be the town of Adric's Rest.
Hmm.
So it would be entirely inland and you'd have to travel there, but there are roads leading to Adric's Rest. This is
I'd
a
hope
fairly
so.
large island, so there are multiple settlements on this island. It's just that, you know, this is the most important one, this is where the tower is, this is where you're at.
We'll need to charter a cart.
Why?
Well, do you want to walk there?
You're asking the guy who literally is called a foot soldier if he wishes to walk somewhere.
How else are we going to bring the rock?
Yeah, that is a good question, but
Getting a cart should
we,
be fine.
Where are we gonna find a cart?
You're in a
Anywhere. Carts are used to move goods in large quantities across land.
Usually we just pull it on a sled.
Eluwoven are strange and mysterious creatures. People here use the wheel.
But that requires time and effort to make.
Time and effort that these people have. They're
Or
fine
maybe
craftsmen.
woven just like sleds.
Maybe. Who knows? I certainly don't.
Alright, fine. We'll go find your rolling sled, and then we can go roll over to the place.
If you want, you can pull it all you like. Maybe you'll enjoy it more.
And we'll kind of wags his tail a little bit. Me? Pull something? I never do that.
Or are you
Okay,
more the
maybe a
pushing
little.
type?
No, he's one
Yeah.
more to pull a hamstring.
All right. So, are you guys going to try and either rent a cart or rent, like, you know, someone to drive the cart, and with you in it there? Because there are separate
renting
things
the
you could buy.
cart.
You could buy just like either buy the cart
Oh.
or just like rent the cart.
Somebody
Did I
leave?
drop?
No, not you.
No, we lost
Oh
Moriarty.
no, that was
though.
Moriarty. Oh, okay, Moriarty's
Hello.
back. Okay.
Yep.
All
Sorry,
right.
you're.
So you
you're
can either
cutting
buy
out
the
a lot.
cart or you can rent the cart if you're looking for the cart.
I say rent a cart and not a driver because we'll probably be putting the stone in the cart.
All right.
I'm just saying, Tibble's background is land and sea vehicle.
I mean, this is a land vehicle.
Yes.
Man, one of these days, Timber's gonna get into an airship and he's just gonna be so confused.
What do you mean, airship? Ships don't fly.
Oh, you haven't seen one yet, have you?
Sky sled.
There would be a place that would rent you out carts very close to the docks, placed very conveniently for loading and unloading. The overall price would be just generally 3 gold a day, but you purchase it per day. Like, you can't just rent it for an hour, you need to buy the whole day.
That's expensive. How much is to buy the cart outright?
So these are carts designed to move, like, quantities of goods. This is not just, like, a stagecoach or anything.
Right, so you've literally just described the same thing twice. Go on.
Yep. Well, I was just trying to tell you that...
Yes, that a cart is used to transport a large quantity of goods, as all carts are.
Not all carts are.
Most carts are.
Most carts are, but I'm just, like, more pointing it out that these are generally considered to be fairly expensive. And these, if you wanted to buy it from them, like, outright, that would be, like, 75.
Okay, where do I get the shitty carts? We don't need we need something that can carry people and a stone.
Why don't we just give him 3 gold for the day?
Well, because we're gonna be gone for more than a day. It's gonna be, I don't even know how much gold it's going to be. I don't know how many days we're
You'd
gonna be
reckon
gone.
you could. So, on foot, you think it'd take, like, not, like, maybe a day to actually, like, get to Adric's Rest.
To get there, and then we gotta get back, so that's another 3 gold. And
So stingy with money.
I don't have much.
I got a lot of
Unless
stuff.
you all want to pay for it. If you all want to pay for it, then that's your business. But if I am chipping into it, I want to spend as little as I can.
How much silver is 3 gold?
That'd be about 30 silver.
Yeah. Alright.
In Timber Talk, you may want to describe it as 4/8.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
For some reason, Temple pulls out 30 silver. He can't count it, but just something in his gut tells him he's right.
Moriarty counts it for him. My God.
Yeah. What?
It's like when you're putting away clothes and you just pull out the right amount of hangers.
Yeah. Temple
Alright.
doesn't do stuff by thinking. He does stuff by gut.
Yep. All right. So you now have 30 silver with which to rent out a cart.
Yep.
All right, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right. You guys now have a completely bare cart. It is fairly large, though.
Wait, we have a Husqvarna cart? Nice.
All right, everyone get on. I'll pull.
Just don't forget, you should probably actually move the stone onto it. If you want to take
Alright.
the stone.
I was also going to recommend, if they have cranes here, we could put the box... We could put the stone in a box and then crane it out, and then it would just look like basic cargo.
Well, most
Alright.
boxes are generally the size that they could be carried by crew in order to load and unload a boat.
Well, yeah, but we also have it, like, in the bottom. It'd just be simpler to crane out.
You literally have it in underneath Timber's bed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's under... I thought it was by the capstone.
No, he put it under his mattress.
Timbo lifted up his mattress and literally hid it under his mattress.
Alright, that works. Slap it in a box and carry it off.
Alright. I guess... I'm pretty sure we can make a box for it, right?
It would
Just
just
stuff we have on.
mostly fit inside of one of your larger boxes in your hold
Yeah.
that you have empty.
Yep, so we have crates and barrels.
Because you
I assume.
have plenty of boxes. It's just most of them aren't full.
So Moriarty just watches Temple go downstairs, come up with a box, go back into his room. The sound of the mattress going, "Eh," and then gush, and then out comes Temple with a very heavy box. All right, let's get this on the call.
Yep.
Dungeon Master?
Yep.
How much weight do you think the the gangplank can handle?
The gangplank is actually like fairly thick and designed to like. It's not a spindly piece of wood, especially considering that you got one for woven.
We got the Imperial grade.
Yeah, so it can absolutely handle what you're doing. Especially considering, like, you know, the gangplank just basically like leads down right onto the dock. So even if it did break, it would just drop you onto the dock suddenly.
Well, here goes nothing. Step back, everyone. Timbo takes it to the call.
All right, you can feel your gangplank just groaning a bit, but it doesn't snap or crack or anything. The most interesting thing is when you put it into the cart, you can literally see like the cart. Okay, so just to explain, like there's a difference between a cart and a wagon. You guys got a cart. So you could see literally it like seesaw as you place this in.
Oh, do we need a wagon?
No, it fits. You got a large cart. So the difference between a cart and a cart is 2 wheels, a wagon is 4.
Okay.
Wait, 75 for a cart? It's not even a wagon?
You didn't shop around. You asked them how much it would cost to buy one of their carts.
Kobolds! I need 8 feet of chain!
You'll hear an affirmative from inside, and they'll just like grab a shit ton of chain and just throw it out at you.
Alright, Timbo's gonna secure the load and just start walking with this thing. Pack mule again.
To be fair, you kind of did ask for this.
He did.
Gonna grumble about it.
All right. There's
Well, you
just
fail
enough
wagon.
room in the cart that even with like, you know, your cargo, you can all easily fit inside.
Mush, Temple, mush.
Oh, I was gonna
The
say
twins
that.
are, of course, riding on Timber's shoulders, rather than, you know, in the cart.
Of your weapon.
All right. Like, I will fully admit that right now, like, the prices are exorbitant, but you did go to the closest one at the docks and you didn't ask if you could shop around.
I
Yep.
said I was going to seek out the cheapest price.
You said you were going to seek out the cheapest price, but you did say you were going out to the different areas. I told you were at the one that was at the docks. You didn't say you wanted to go out and look for different ones.
Temple doesn't have time for this.
I just thought you meant you were looking for the cheapest one that they offered.
Yeah, Temple's like, I don't have time for this. I'm fucking dying.
All right. So, you know, you can go ahead and just start mushing. You're going to get a lot of weird looks as you go through the city. Because, you know, fully armored Wolven pulling a cart.
Full of randos.
Yep. And, you know, you can go ahead and just deduct rations, because you guys aren't accosted by anything on your way. Do you want to
Yay.
stop for the night, or do you want to make good time?
And that's
Well,
up to Timber.
becomes
He's the
dark.
one pulling.
Yes.
Temple has his background has I forgot what it's called, but it was something about mulching.
I don't have rations.
Oh god. Go find him.
I suppose the Martins could be convinced to spare some of their kibble.
Alright, steady. You can move twice the normal amount of time, up to 16 hours each day, before being subject to effect of a forced march.
All right.
Hey, I do draw a card.
So yeah, Timble can march for 16 hours before he needs to take a a break.
All right. So that it basically just doubles your limit for
Forced
before
marches.
you're forced to take any exhaustion.
Yeah.
Oh no, my deck is more than 24.
All right. So in that case, if you're just going to straight forced march for like basically your maximum time,
Yeah.
you could get there pretty much just before nightfall if you want to do that.
Alright. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we could just camp out or find a place to stay at this place.
So do you want to force march in order to get to the town just before nightfall?
Yes.
All right.
Good morning, Tanya.
As much as the frog
Hey, Tanya.
At least I could have sworn I heard
Hello?
her.
Yeah.
I think it was
Probably
Tanya too.
I think she was just
Probably
mumbling in her sleep.
sleeping. Yeah.
No. Oh well.
Somebody call
Wow, that.
her. That might wake her up.
If one of you want to do that, we could take a tiny break in order to try and get Rose back.
We
Okay.
are at a pretty good time to end, or pretty good spot to end.
Yeah.
will
The
admit
only
I
thing
am-
would be one additional thing before, you know, like
One
if we
more
are ending
thing.
it here, it would be one additional thing.
Well, if it's just one more thing, then
That's if we're calling it quits right now. I'd need to do one more thing.
Oh. Well, I'm good to keep going, though I think people could probably use a little break.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm
How
good
about
for
at the?
going.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Gar? What about you, Moriarty?
I
I
have a
am
little break.
I am incredibly tired, and if you give me a break, I'm going to pass out.
Oh, okay.
In
I
that case,
actually
my...
already passed that a couple times.
Oh, there
We
you
know.
are.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, Rose.
All right, might be good to call it here then.
All
After
right.
your one
In
more
that case,
thing.
Right now, I'm
yes.
actually having enough.
For my one more thing, and this is as you are crossing over a hill, and just as you crest it, you're able to see the town of Adric's Rest. And what normally would be a very well-to-do town, and when I say town, it is more of a village, but it has a lot of buildings there. Most of the buildings on the outside are in a state of ruin. Half of them look burned out, the other half look like they were smashed through. And you can see in what would normally be the town square a ring of torches and a bunch of people inside of it. And standing, well, not standing, but sitting on a horse far across the view is a single glowing figure on a skeletal blue horse.
Ah, shit.
Yep,
I
I
might be
knew
the
it.
guy.
There was he.
Oh, there's a chance that might be Adric.
Remember,
Ugh.
be kind to your skeletons.
Well, whatever
And
it
if we're
is.
ending it here, that is the one more thing over.
Yep.
Huzzah!
Alright. I don't really have... I need to head straight to bed.
Yeah, go sleep.
Okay. We can ask you like and improve later. Go get sleep.
Well,
Alright.
we should probably get that done before while it's still at least somewhat fresh.
We should, but Tanya literally sounds like they're about to pass out again at any moment, and I value them getting healthy sleep over getting
We're kind of
the
very
post-session
close,
stuff right now.
I don't know how well.
As a good DM should.
All right. Or they could just go now. Go first.
I think I could fill
Oh,
it
they
out.
left.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Just let them go sleep. If you're passing out in the middle of the session, I don't want to make you stay longer because obviously you need the damn sleep.
Yeah.
What is sleep?
I know, right?
The thing where you close your eyes and lay down for about 8 hours. Sometimes more,
8
sometimes
hours?
less. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Pe-
8
people-
hours just seems gratuitous. That
Well,
sounds
I mean-
like you're just wasting time.
Sometimes more, sometimes less.
That's why Dungeons and Dragons is so fun. You can pretend to have a long rest.
Yeah, I know,
That's why
right?
it's a fantasy game. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
sleep for 8 hours.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get this kicked off then. Gar.
Man, Gert?
Yeah.
We're gonna start off with the like and improve section.
I liked how we were getting introduced to the factions now.
Mm-hmm. All right. And what's your improve?
Improve would be for Tanya to be in the game a little bit more.
Well, yes, but that
Yeah.
like she's passing out.
I
you
mean
can't really help
earlier.
it when you're. Oh yeah. All right. And I guess we can move on to Moriarty then.
Right. I enjoyed a lot of the world building you're doing here. I like how some of the places feel vibrant, how you went about the haggling in a reasonable and expected way, and it felt like a conversation. I love that kind of role play. It was great role play. Like I said, if it hadn't have taken up as much time as it did, and for me wanting to move on, I definitely would have engaged in some of that myself. But I also do enjoy your flexibility there of being able to engage or to just be like, okay, yeah, we can roll it as necessary. That's That's great, and I'm glad you're willing to be flexible on that kind of thing too. Something to be improved. I don't like. I personally appreciate seeing Gar more active in the session.
I mean, same. I was gonna bring up a point about that, but you know,
Like I don't. I might just be sleepy, but I honestly don't recall you doing anything. Like the entire session, and that's not me taking a jab at you. I just don't. I feel like you didn't. I feel like you've just been sitting here all day, and I feel bad about that. I know you make some. You can play some pretty good characters and whatnot. I want to see them do more.
all right. And now we move on to Timber.
Let's see. Yeah, the law building. I enjoyed the fact that we all got a uniform. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was the
I was
twins
try-
though. That was all on them. That was Zim.
Yeah, I was just mentioning. I like that. You know, team building stuff. I enjoy that.
Yeah, they went
seems
and
like-
commissioned those when Moriarty was still the DM, and then you know,
Well, I mean, Temple was noting that you did disappear twice, and now he knows one reason why.
You did pick those
it
up,
was
didn't you?
Yeah. Temple did bring up the fact that they did disappear, and he was curious where they went, but now he kind of knows at least one thing. So
Right.
that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Wait, speaking of, why didn't you introduce those capes earlier? I remember you making those.
Well,
But
they
when
got
I
them-
asked, he basically just said that he wanted to have a good moment for it.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He was waiting for the right moment.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I kind of got to enjoy, you know, doing the whole captain of the ship thing, and trying to represent the faction Timwall solves. I know that kind of puts a spotlight on me. That's why I try to ask everyone, you know, oh, you want to go to the shop? Okay. What else do you want to do? You know, I don't like just stealing the spotlight all the time. That'll probably be the improvement.
All right.
But yeah, I get it. He's captain of the ship.
Yeah, I mean, you are ostensibly in the game. You are the leader of the group. And not everyone is going to treat you guys like, you know, the prince did, where he literally didn't give a fuck if you didn't have power.
Yeah, it's just I know it's just kind of feel guilty stealing the spotlight sometimes. I try not to.
I knew there wasn't much that I could do this session with Gar.
No, I do think that there's plenty that you could have done. It just depends about what you want to do. But
More,
let's go ahead and move
wait.
on to Zim with the
Yeah.
twins then.
There we go.
I enjoyed the haggling.
Yeah.
Is for something to improve. I feel like I could have done the little scene with the handing out the cloaks better. It came across.
I mean, I was trying to step
awkward.
back and let you get your. I was trying to step back and let you get your moment in, and then you were just like, wait, what do I do with this?
It was a
You
little
would-
bit like the twins would have been a little bit like that, but it could have still got a bit better.
It was a little stilted, but I thought it was really hard touching. I
Yeah,
really
it
enjoyed
was. Yeah. I mean,
Aw.
obviously, I'm trying to help you guys settle into your characters more. Like, especially in terms of relating to each other and having good interactions rather than... Because I'm not saying that you guys can't roleplay your characters. You guys can roleplay your characters really well. It's just about, like, getting the connections between your characters there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I definitely do. The moment characters are kind of on the same page with each other and trust each other and even form that kind of bond that turns more into friendship, then they're more comfortable with each other, and yeah, they
Yeah. But
that dynamic
yeah.
takes time to develop, but I've played some games where that dynamic does eventually naturally develop, and it's great
Yeah.
when it does.
And I'm trying to foster that, but it takes time.
Right.
I've only
Takes time.
obviously I've only had 3 sessions with you now? 4?
Yeah.
3? I think it's 3.
Something like that.
But so obviously I'm doing my best here. As for my like and dislike, and I'm saying dislike because it's me, Zim. Remember, I'm allowed to do it. What I really liked about this session, was that you guys seemed to really enjoy the efforts that I put into having non-exposition bullshit world building and unveiling of that. Because I was trying really hard to make it so that way it didn't feel like I was just sitting there giving exposition to all of you. I was really trying to make it feel like you guys are finding out things in a natural way.
It was great. Loved that. Do more of that. Keep doing that. Love it.
Yeah. And for the things that I disliked, I still let it drag more than I was comfortable with.
Really?
And okay, so when I say dragged, I mean because there were moments where I was literally just doing bookkeeping things on my end, where I'm like, okay, well, here's the health that all of the various Wolven are at. How much is this healing? Okay, does this get them back on their feet? And it does happen.
I thought the pacing was fine, if not even still a little fast.
Yeah, no, so I'm not talking about pacing. I'm saying that I let it drag. I'm not saying that you guys drug more. I'm saying that
Oh,
because
you're talking about those moments where we were just kind of waiting on you.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I need to minimize that more. Because it's going to happen occasionally, but it happened multiple times in a single session, and that's more than I'm comfortable.
Sometimes, and this is case by case scenario, but sometimes having us in on the calculation also might help it go faster, actually.
Yeah.
Or it at least might engage us in the meantime while that calculation is going on.
Yeah. So yeah, I fully understand that, but I am just listing that as my thing that I dislike that I need to improve.
And that's just.
I'm not saying that you
general
guys.
Advice.
I'm not saying that we did the thing that we did our first session where we shot the breeze way too much.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
No, I'm talking about me personally, because there were moments where everything was just waiting on me.
Gotcha. Okay, good.
And I care a lot about having good flow. And so obviously that's just a moment where the audience is waiting, the players are waiting, and I'm just stuck being like, well, shit, I need to get all this written down because it might affect future events.
Right. Alrighty then.
All right. So does anyone have anything to add on? Now that we've gotten through the round.
I mean,
No.
I enjoyed today. A lot of story stuff.
Yeah, I think most of us generally felt positive about today.
All right. Yeah, because I like I've mentioned before, I was really worried because obviously there's a lot of exposition that needs to happen, and trying to package it in natural ways is something that I've spent a lot of time on for my session prep.
One of the things I kind of like to do with Moriarty is make him a traveler so that he doesn't really know the places he's going to as well as, outside of books or maybe some legends that he's heard. So that kind of gives him opportunities to learn about the places he's going to as though he's fresh there, because he is and I am.
All right. So I have a question for all four of you.
Yeah.
Yay or nay, was that Adric proper?
Oh, the
white
The
guy?
figure at the
Punt?
end.
The punts?
No. Was the figure at the end Adric in his glory, or was it not?
No.
Well,
No.
I don't know if he ever rode a horse.
You
Unless
don't.
he got turned into a death knight.
Remains to
You-
be seen.
Because the
Yeah.
city is destroyed, is the big hint.
Partially. The outskirts
Oh,
are
okay.
mostly destroyed, either burned out husks or it looks like something smashed through them. But the entire city is not.
Because you could see, I could argue. There's arguments to be made both ways. I don't
Yeah.
know. I need more evidence. I need to gather more evidence.
It's a good cliffhanger. Definitely gonna march up to him and go, Adric, is that you? You son of a bitch!
You
But yeah,
owe
so
me
that
$5.
I
am
got
going
your
to
rock!
say that, I fully expect you guys to, either do one of two things. You're either going to beeline it into the city itself, or you're going to beeline it to the figure. But yeah, I feel like, this has been a pretty good wrap up. I'm glad that, everyone enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
I'm so
Sounds
glad
good.
that we, except for like holidays, but yeah, that makes sense. But the fact that we're doing this often, I really look forward to Sundays.
You like my consistency and my lore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dip out now because my eyes cannot stay open and I am feeling
Yes.
faint.
Go get sleep.
Have a
Go
good
get
night,
to sleep.
guys. Bye.
Don't
Bye,
drink
have
the
a good
bone
time.
vault juice.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Ascent to Ascend Dungeons and Dragons. We'll be back in a few minutes with some more streaming, but check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more. There on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is very, very much because of your support that I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. I seriously cannot do this without you guys. So thank you. And thank you for the donations today, Timber and Toshime and Neo.
It was Neo and Toshi.
I'm also including the ones for Mage.
Okay.
But thank you again so much for the support and helping keep the channel going. I can't do it without you guys. But do consider becoming a patron yourselves over at patreon.com/ZGFgaming. You can also support the channel by using our Humble Bundle partner link, as well as picking up packs of cards through Stream Loots. But for now, thank you all so much again for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
My lowest resistance is like iron.
Bye.
I'm doing my part, are you?
Would you
Bye,
like
guys.
to know more?
Would you like to desires to know more intensifies?